Hey, welcome back to an episode of Instagram Podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host is here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hey.
It's been a while, man.
How long?
At least like 20 minutes. The fuck is that?
I don't know.
No, I mean, it has been a while. I wasn't here.
It's been a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, you and I usually hang out at least once a week, and last week we only hung out twice a week. So.
Yeah, not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough at all.
It's all good, man. You know why?
Huh.
Because this week,
what?
We be doing the wrap-up episode.
Summer anime wrap-up of 2018. 200 million.
In 18.
16 and 44. Yeah, we're doing that. I'm super excited about it because we watched like so many shows.
We watched like 6 shows.
Roughly 6, yeah.
Well, there's only like 6 good shows. So.
It's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Hey, man, I came up with a fun little name for myself earlier.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right.
You got it in your notes?
I got it in my notes. No, mostly it's because I wasn't sure if it was good or not, so I had to bounce the idea off of some people first.
Okay.
All right.
Am I like the third or fourth person you bounced it off of?
Third.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
All right. So my regular name, Chris Triplet. Yeah. You familiar with that?
Yes. I don't call you that, but yeah.
I'm thinking about going by Crimps Drimble.
Got another one?
No, that was it.
Chris Drimble.
Crimps. Drimble.
I don't like it.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Guys, we did it.
All right. Juan doesn't like it. That means it's good.
Oh, man. Fuck that. I'm not going to call you that.
Hey, what up, Crimps Drimble? I have such a fun time with that. So what's new with you, dude? It's been a minute.
Yeah, no,
Tell me about some stuff.
Okay, so here's some,
bounce off your week.
I know people want to hear how
2 weeks,
how
3
Juan's
weeks.
been doing in the last 2 weeks.
So many people.
I'll have you know, last week I won my first fantasy football game. I am now 1-4.
I'm like genuinely upset.
Dude, I barely won. I know.
I wanted you to lose every single. Not because I want you to lose, but because you were already in so far. I'm like, dude, are you gonna ever lose? Like,
yeah, no, it would have been great to keep losing because I was actually trying. So to lose while you're trying is super embarrassing.
Yeah.
But last week I won for the first time, and then today is Monday, and so I also won today. So now I'm 2-4.
What's happening?
That means I'm no longer in last place, which is good.
Wait, how is somebody doing worse than you now?
Oh, she's a girl, I guess.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
In her defense.
No.
In her defense.
No defense.
She was beating all offense.
Yeah.
That's why she's losing. No, in her defense, she actually was ahead of me last 2 weeks. She was She was ranked higher than I was. Anyways, so that's pretty cool. And I'm no longer
that's pretty cool. Actually,
I'm no longer the complete laughing stock of the league, which is good. Got to keep trying. There's no way I'm going to win. I don't think.
Nah.
But it's always fun to play the spoiler. Someone's like, "Oh, I really need this win to get into the fucking playoffs." Fucking try me, bitch. Try me. Fucking dare you.
I'm gonna ruin you.
Bitch can try, homie. Yeah. And what's funny is that I'm not winning by a lot of points. I'm just barely winning. Yeah. And what's great is that everybody that plays me, and they have their worst week. So they have their worst week, and I just barely managed to have a little better of a week than they do.
Nice, dude.
This week I won by 6 points, which isn't a lot. Okay. Last week I won by literally 2 points. So, yeah, it's pretty shitty. Okay, so there's that. See other things I'm up to. School's going pretty heavy. Midterms are going on right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't affect me really because I just do a bunch of projects.
Yeah, your whole thing is weird.
I'm a little behind on one of my projects. I feel kind of bad. I should be adding more time to it. But, I have to, allot times for things that are important to me. Yeah. Like anime and Survivor. And then watching reruns of Survivor. Yep. And then watching reruns of other episodes of Survivor.
Yeah, you got a lot of Survivor
to watch.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, I'm going to try to get on top of that because it didn't really hit me till my tier this week was just there's only 4 more weeks until this is due. I was like, fuck, that's a month. When you say a month, it sounds a lot. When you say it's 4 weeks, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a lot of time. So I got to work on that. What other things happened to me that are important? I wanted to say something good happened to me, but everything's
nothing good has happened.
Nothing good's happened to me in fucking.
No, man, there's got to be something. All right, let's go through everything. Did you get drafted in the war?
I was really hoping for it.
Okay,
though.
That's a bummer. Did your favorite band show up to your house in the morning and make you breakfast?
No, they showed up at my neighbor's house though. Yeah. I understand it. They're white. I'm Mexican, so
yeah, man.
I wouldn't
Did you invent the GameCube?
I did invent. No, that was a dream. I invented the Game Sphere from Drake and Josh.
That's pretty shit.
No, I want to actually had something to be like, I also do this other thing. It's pretty cool, but I can't for the life of me remember what it was.
It's fine. I was just trying to stall for time.
Yeah, I know. We're trying to buffer.
Can't do it. But hey, that's okay, man. We don't always have the best time of our lives.
What's super fucked is that, every time, we do this, we have this bit in the beginning where we talk about what we've been up to. And all day or, before this, I'll be thinking, I could talk about that.
Yeah, you're like, I'll save that. Like, we could talk about this when we're just hanging out, but I'm going to kind of save that.
Yeah, and then instead, and then the fucking microphone comes on, and I'm just like, what the fuck was I going to talk about? And I can't fucking
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
I mean, for all you haters out there.
We do have
all you fucking haters.
We do have 1,000 followers on Instagram now, so we're pretty big. Now, congratulations to us. Thank you for following us if you're following us on Instagram.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks to Sierra,
Super
who's
homies.
working really hard to, make that happen. It's funny.
She's always at it.
We just came back from getting Burger King. And, and we're like,
shout outs to Burger King.
Shout out to Burger King. And we're like, sponsor us. And then we're like, oh fuck. I was like, hey man, we got 1,000 followers on Instagram. We're like, yeah. And you go like, yeah, but just on Instagram. I was like, yeah, because you and I are in charge of the other two. And we're like, we're so shitty at our jobs. You're in charge of Twitter, I'm in charge of Facebook, and I'm just not good at it.
I don't fucking exist on Twitter. Don't worry about it. I'm like, who's excited about what anime? And then somebody's like, Goblin Slayer. I'm like, dog, me too. And that was all I posted in the last 5 months.
And that was 3 years ago.
Yeah. Earlier today, I think I must have been on my lunch. I remember I was at home doing some shit. I don't know. But I was thinking about how we've been doing the podcast now for a couple of years. It's been like 2.5 years, something like that. And I was just there, standing there thinking it feels like it's been forever. I don't remember a time where I wasn't doing the podcast. But then I also started thinking, I don't remember a time where I was recording with different microphones. This has always been our setup.
Really?
We've never had a small little mic, and we've never done anything
I
weird
remember,
like that.
I remember that.
No, I remember parts of it. I'm like, I remember recording for the first time up in your room, and then we had to switch over to the other side of the hall for your other room, and then we went to my dad's, and then we fucking went
back to my house,
several places.
And then your house, and then your house again, and then your house again. Yeah, man, it's been a hot minute. I remembered one thing I want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Bro.
Huh.
I caught a Celebi on Pokemon Go.
You did it? Mm-hmm. You defeated the mythical Pokemon Celebi?
I murdered it in cold blood.
That's
I mulched
wonderful.
it, instantly mulched it. I need that Celebi candy.
I fucking wish, dude. That would be great.
No, well, I caught it today, and I used a lucky egg to do to collect those last few things, and it boosted me up. So I finally hit level 30, which is pretty cool. And then I realized none of my friends play Pokemon Go anymore.
Dude, it's just you giving gifts to me popping out and being like, is that shiny? No. Is that shiny? No. Is that shiny? Nope.
Yeah, I saw Neil, because, a buddy of ours, I guess.
Who was the biggest Pokemon Go person.
Yeah, and I was like,
he would say, hey, you guys want to go out and head out and catch Pokemon in Pokemon Go?
Well, he's the one that revitalized it within your group of
pretty
friends.
much.
And so he came over to fucking Mario Party, and I was sitting there, he's like, hey Neil, what's up? And I figured I'd talk. Fucking Neil.
Let's talk shop.
God bless Neil. But Neil, every time I see him, he'll be like, hey man, so you ever missed the long hair? It's been a while since you. And I'll be like, Neil, I cut that shit off 1.5 years ago. It's or
so
2
long.
years. So, but I feel like Neil just doesn't remember the last. His loading spot is the last time he saw me, which is when he lived with Kyle or whatever.
Yeah.
So he'll ask me about that, and he'll be like, hey, so how's school? You still going to Chico State? It's like, yeah, Neil, I'm at Chico State for 2 years now. And then he'll be like, that's cool. What's your major? Animation, Neil. Oh, that's so cool. It's so neat. He's like one of those shitty dads. He's just trying to be involved in their kid's son. Their son's lives. Yeah. And then he says oh, anything new? And I was just and I was sitting there yeah, I mean,
it's been a minute.
Well, I was sitting there. I was like, yeah, there's new stuff. I got engaged. And then he goes, oh, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, but not to Sierra. He was sitting,
but to who?
He was sitting right next to me. He goes oh, congratulations. I was like, thanks, Neil. I was just Neil. Anyways, point is, I tried to talk to Neil about something I thought that he would be engaged with. So I brought up Pokemon Go, and he's just yeah, I don't really do that anymore. He's like, I can give you my my Pokemon Go friend thing or whatever if you want. And he goes, I don't even have the app installed. Maybe later. I was like, man, you suck. I guess I'm the last survivor. No.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
It is what it is, I guess.
I mean, I also get gifts over from my friend Abe. And, Abe hits me up. He sends me gifts. And nobody else. Yeah. I mean, every once in a while I get a random gift from, I I have a friend who lives way up north, like in the middle of the country, and he sends stuff every once in a while. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever.
I just feel like it might be time for me to just kind of stop. Just kind of.
I mean, you know,
we did it. Like we did it. We became best friends.
That was honestly my goal.
Trip and I became best friends on Pokemon Go, and it was just like that's it. Like there's.
Well, what happened was they put out a thing a while ago where it was like, you could now have friends on here. I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. Because we should have been able to have friends and like trade with each other and fight and shit.
Whether you were in the same fucking group or not. Yeah,
exactly. And they were like, hey, we're going to do that where you could like trade and give each other gifts. And I got really stoked really quick because I'm all about doing cooperative shit in video games.
Yeah. Oh, you help me out. I'll help you out. It'd be great.
Yeah, exactly. It was dope. So I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, you convinced me. I'm in.
I'm a sucker for fucking friends.
Yeah, exactly. So I fucking jump on this game and then I find out, oh, you got to get best friends after all this time.
Dude, it was
that became my goal.
It was absurd. It was like 90 days of being like constant sending gifts back and forth.
I feel like it was more than 90 days.
It did
probably,
feel like that. But
right?
Man, I was just like, once we did it, I was like, yeah, we fucking did it. I was just like, that's it. Like, there's nothing else to do. What else is there to do? The game's dead. Guys, you've heard it here first.
Sucks.
Pokemon Go is dead.
Weird revitalization in the middle there. Yeah. All the people that are the most excited about Pokemon Go that I've talked to gave up. They're done. I'm like, man, you guys cared so much more than I did. I was just like doing it casually. Like, I don't really have much going on.
Casually was just like, you didn't have a job. It was in the middle of summer. Like, hey, do you want to go to fucking the park at 3 a.m. and just hang out?
Well, no. I mean, like this.
The second time we did it. Okay, yeah.
Revitalization. Because originally it was like, yeah, I'll fucking have fun. It's the middle of summer. Who gives a shit? Let's all play Pokemon Go. Hell yeah. And then this time around it's like, all right, everyone's really into Pokemon Go suddenly again. Cool. I'll play it casually and whatnot. And then all the people that went really hard stopped playing before I did.
You're like, I'm a cool nerd. I can hang out with the cool nerds or whatever.
Yeah, it was just weird considering that everyone's like, dude, it's fucking amazing again. And then, I don't know. They all just stopped. They're like, yeah, it kind of sucks. I don't know, whatever.
I don't know, man. I think it might be done. I even ran into like a friend that I made at, in my major who plays Pokemon Go. And like, you know, he helped me out when we needed that. Like,
you told me about that.
Yeah, so he's
on the podcast.
He's kind of a homie, a little bit. He's a little weird. But
like
I just caught Celebi. I was like, I was walking to my class and I ran into him. He was like, hey, what's up? I was like, oh, fucking hey, bro. I was like, I just caught Celebi. He's like, oh, you did it? He's like, cool, good for you. I was like, thanks. It's like, what you been up to? You been playing? He's just like, nah, man. I'm just kind of done. I was just like, what the fuck, man. I don't know. That being said, Pokemon Go might be dead. So I mean, until they add Ultra Best Friends,
I'll do it.
Yeah,
let's do it.
We played Mario Party. That was fun.
Mario Party came out like a week and a half ago, something like that, and we played it finally. I had a lot of fun with it. It was pretty cool. Yeah. It wasn't like the best Mario Party. For those of you out there, I don't know how your opinions on Mario Party are, but I think that the first one, it set up what
it
became an amazing thing. But the first one's not the best.
It's hard.
The second and third one are a lot better than the first.
I think their mini games got really good then.
Their mini games got better. Their maps got better. Just everything was better, which was super dope. And then 4 and 5 were also cool on the GameCube. And 6 came around and it was trying to do the same stuff, but it didn't feel right. Same with 7. And 8, 9, 10. What the fuck?
What's this? Is this technically 11?
Yeah, this is 11, but it's called Super Mario Party. So we played the fuck out of that. The regular board game modes, they have smaller maps. They have more strategy in the dice. The maps weren't the most fun.
No, the maps, you know what I think?
They just need more and like bigger.
They need to be bigger, or they need to do a thing where like the maps will switch. Like they'll just, things will turn or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you can, I don't know. It just, it did feel really like, oh, you'd be like, oh, fuck, I need to get here. It's like, wait, hold on. I rolled it, made it across the map in an instant.
There we go.
We played this the water rapid ride was pretty fun.
Yeah. So then they have those modes, which are just the classic Mario modes. And then they have the rapid co-op
mode,
go down this like weird thing. And that one was really cool. You all control a boat together, like a little raft, and 2 people on one side, 2 people on the other side. And you have to like row and hit these mini games.
I don't think you actually have to. I think the mini games just give you more time. You could think you like.
You don't have to hit the mini games, but you can go and hit the like balloon mini game things.
Yeah,
and you just play a game together.
There was also like a motion control one that I didn't really like. It was like a rhythm game essentially.
Yeah,
I just couldn't get the hang of it. So I wasn't a big fan of that. One thing that was total bullshit was that you ended up buying a bunch of extra controllers when you only needed like the little half controller. So you play with this really. I don't have massive hands, but I'm a big man.
Yeah.
And so my stupid fucking hands on this tiny half of a fucking controller trying to play this game. It's kind of frustrating.
On one hand, it made sense because I'm like, yeah, for the motion controls, and there's a decent amount of motion control games and all that. Like, I get it. But on the other hand, like, hey, man, why the fuck do I need to use motion controls like with a little half piece? I could just use the whole set and shake it around or do whatever the fuck I need to do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It felt weird that they would force you to do that. So anyways, that's my biggest complaint with it. The maps need to be a little bit more dynamic and bigger. The mini games are dope. I got no problem with the mini games.
The mini games are fun. I think for some reason we could not get there to 2v2 mini games. There are 2v2 mini games. We played at least one or two.
I think maybe two. Yeah.
But it's bullshit. They barely ever came up. And it's like there's perfect times where it could come up and it's like, nope, you're playing a 4-player mini game. It's like, why? Why aren't you just make us do 2v2? Which are fun. Those are fun because you got to cooperate with somebody else or whatever.
Well, in the last ones I guess not the last ones, but back in the day when they would like make it 1v3 and 2v2 and 4v4, all of those different modes, sometimes it would be like, oh, this is going to be a 1v3, and then it would switch that one person over, and you would do a 4v4, and you're like, oh, cool, didn't expect that, whatever, totally fine. But this felt like it was never what it was supposed to be.
Every time it was like, oh, 4v4.
Yeah,
that was weird. I didn't like that. I think the ally system is fun. I think it might be a little too OP if you get too many of them.
So you land on a block, and it gives you land on a space, and it gives you another friend, like another character or whatever,
who will roll a dice with you
and gives you their special dice as well. So you get extra spaces no matter what, and then you get like extra strategy on top of it. And there's some games that include your allies, so it'll be just like a 4v4, but also you have two friends behind you that are going to beat the shit out of the other enemies.
Yeah, like the worst one was like Kyle had 4 allies and Sierra had 3, and me and Neil had none. Yeah. And it was like, cool, we're doing an ally 4v4 game. It's tug of war, and I had no chance. There was no way I could fucking win.
Fucking crazy. Yeah.
It was, I don't know. It is what it is. I'd like to play it again. I think I want to play... I know I was saying like I like playing the game and not like just playing on the mini games. I would like to go in and play all the 2v2 mini games because we didn't get any of them or figure out what the deal is with them not popping up.
But that's the thing, you need to unlock them before you could play them a lot of the time. So that's just another one of those fucking things, dog. I'm not actually that upset about it. I just had a good ass time playing with my friends. It was pretty fun. What else have you been doing this week? Anything cool? Not it?
I think that's about it, yeah.
Nothing cool? Nothing more? You don't want to share anything?
Do you know something that I did that I didn't do? That I didn't talk about?
No. I was just hoping you had a secret to share with everybody.
Sierra's throwing a Halloween party?
Oh, okay. There. It's out. Everyone's invited. Tell your family, tell your friends.
Yeah, just email us. We'll give you the
address. Her address is, no, let's just say it here, you know?
I don't know her address.
Me either. I was just hoping that you would.
I don't. I'm sorry. But yeah, email us. We'll send you the address.
456 Spooky Avenue.
Doopy Avenue. Yeah. But yeah, Halloween. I think we're doing a Halloween party. And I got my buttons for my costume.
I got my buttons for my costume.
Yeah, you're going to be Bowsette.
I'm going to be Bowsette. I fucking fully committed to the costume, so I bought all of it, except for 2 little fucking pieces of the Bowser part and boots. I can't find women boots that fit this big boy feet.
Looks like you're just going to wear shoes.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
What
no,
I'll
just go barefoot. Fuck it.
Anything new this week with you?
Anything new this week with me? Juan, you know what's new with me.
You're getting a haircut tomorrow?
I mean, that's kind of in the future, but okay, yeah.
I mean, by the time this airs, you'd have a fresh haircut, though.
I guess that's true.
Unless something happens to your mom.
But I sound like I have, like, unkempt hair.
You do have unkempt hair right now.
Yeah, and I sound like it, too.
It's really coming really clear on the mics.
No, not a whole lot has happened this past week. It's just been like a chill-ass week at work. Not a whole lot's been going on. But I bought a bunch of shirts, and... 3 of them, I don't know brands, just so we're clear. I don't know what the fuck brand is what. I don't know if something is nice, if it's shitty, but if it looks good and there are good reviews, I'm down for it. I bought 3 shirts intended to use for work that all wound up being these weird fishing shirts. And it didn't say shit about that.
Where? Let me see him.
All right, so hang on. I'm going to go away from the mic.
He's going to go get the fishing shirts. He's in the closet, guys. Oh my God, look at these. Yeah, those are... they're Columbia, yeah. Yeah, I have a like a really nice what's it called? Like a
windbreaker.
A windbreaker, and like,
so they make all kinds of like outdoor sportswear type things, right? But so it looks fine, like the materials chill or whatever, and it looks like pretty okay. But the worst part about it is flip it around. All right, so on the back it says like pro fishing gear or something like that.
It says performance fishing gear, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
so
a
it says
triangle.
that. And then it also has a weird back part that opens the fuck up. Like in the back, there's like a vent. And when I look at the review, I just see like, all right, that's a nice color and that looks fine and all that. And it didn't show that there was a big ass logo on the front and the back. And like, it didn't say shit about fishing. But then I look at it, I'm like, oh, cool. It's performance fishing gear. Fucking awesome. And I have 3 goddamn shirts like that now. But then I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? If I'm going on a hike, I'm going to wear one of these motherfuckers, and I'm going to be the most like fucking
dapper
cush
looking
dude ever. Yeah.
out there.
They're like, what is he doing? Oh, it's performance gear. Don't worry.
Yeah, I put my arm through the sleeve. I'm just wearing the shirt now.
Yeah, man. It's not through the sleeve. That's through the back.
Through the back sleeve. Yeah.
It made me so mad when I got that because I'm like, oh, this material's like interesting, whatever. Ah, fuck. Why is there netting inside of it?
Yeah, man, if you had to go fishing, you'd for sure be ready.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
This is so dumb looking, man.
Isn't it?
I mean, it's not like dumb. I mean, it's not like it looks ugly. What the fuck is this? It's got a... Anyways, the reason it's dumb is
That's
because...
to hold your like lures or some shit, probably.
The reason it's dumb is because... Like, you know, it's just like, hey, you know what would be really cool? Performance, you know, enhancing fishing gear, like shirt or whatever. Like you're going to be like, it's time to go fishing. You're not just going to put on a normal shirt. You're going to put on your fucking fishing fancy shirt or whatever.
Yeah. And the reviews that I see are like, it fits perfectly and like it's exactly what I thought it would be and all that stuff. And I'm like, all right, cool. Sounds fucking good. And they're like, I love the material. It's fantastic. I would recommend this 100%. You should definitely check this out.
So you're not going to wear these to work?
Yeah, no. So I'm not going to wear them to work. I'm not allowed to wear like logo type shit like that.
That's a bummer, man. I would love to see you wear this.
Yeah, you know, I fucking would.
And you got 3. Yeah. Are they also like? It's also like a very bright color, which is very you, but like.
Well, for this one in particular, it's just like a salmon, orangish pink kind of thing. But then I also have a dark red one.
I see them, yeah.
And then like a really dark green as well, like a deep forest green.
Man, that's good.
So,
that was
I figured you might get a kick out of that whole thing, right?
Dog. Oh my god, what an idiot!
Yeah, I felt like a fucking goofus. But then I went back and I looked at the names on all of them. Mm-hmm. It doesn't say fucking shit about sports or fishing or anything.
Really?
It just says like long sleeved Columbia shirt or whatever, and I'm like, tight. That's exactly what I need. Been burnt again, man. Been burnt fucking again by Columbia. Every fucking week with these guys. They come over and they offer some nice fishing gear, but they're just like, hey, you want this like sandwich? I'm like, of course. I'm like, you just bought a fishing rod. I'm like, God damn it.
Would you say that they're undermining you at every turn?
I would.
At every turn.
They're undermining me at every turn. Every turn.
It's a bummer, man. Hey, man, what's good with you for anime, though?
Yeah, man. I watched all the new anime. I've seen every new show that's not on High Dive.
Because fuck High Dive.
I'm like, man,
we could get High Dive.
At this point, I'm like, why don't we just spend like $2 each
it's $2.
and get High Dive?
How about you spend the $2 and I'll spend the $2 on chicken nuggets?
No, what I'm saying, we each got to spend $2 for the same account.
Trip. You're like sharing the account?
Man, we got to do it.
Fine. Here,
you know what? Fuck it. I'll get Sierra to do it. That's the only way she could live here is she has to get a High Dive subscription.
I mean, it's only fair. Sierra uses all my other subscriptions.
There you go. Fuck it. I mean, you know, she's been moving boxes in and stuff too, which super cool. She's working on it. She's getting there.
Oh yeah, she's very independent when it comes to like that kind of stuff. I mean, I've always offered to help to move with her, you know, but she's always just like, I don't need your help. Like, fine, you don't need my help.
I'm like, dude, you're moving into like my place, so let me know if you want any help with anything.
And she's like, nope, I got it. She's like carrying like a big old, wood iron stove or whatever. She's like, I got it.
Yeah, with like 3 fingers, and it's crazy because she does got it.
Yeah, she's got it. Well, yeah.
That's pretty much what I've been watching in terms of anime for this week. I've also been watching a little bit of fucking... I don't even remember what it was, but I watched like a couple episodes of some old anime that I was just like, oh, I just want to check it out. I don't remember what it was though. I just remember being like, I kind of want to watch this. I was going to ask you this.
Because this was going to be asked.
Sure.
Because of something we did just a second ago. We watched the OVA, right?
Yeah, we watched the Violet Evergarden special on Netflix.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you, do you ever go back and watch old animes? Like, do you ever just like rewatch an anime?
Yeah.
Which ones? Is like there's some that you just always rewatch, or?
I mean, not necessarily. It depends. I like to watch things with people a lot. So whenever I watch something alone, it's like I really want to commit to watching this old anime.
Yeah.
So like I'm forcing Kyle to watch Haikyuu every once in a while when there's like a lull in something and we want to hang out. Throw on some Haikyuu. Yeah. Watch a little bit of that, I've rewatched Arca 7 a lot of times. I want to rewatch a bunch more that we've talked about on the show, but I haven't found like time because there's always so many shows that I want to watch and so much going on. But I haven't watched them. So a big one that I rewatch is first off Eureka 7, of course. And then I wanted to rewatch Legend of Korra as well. It's not necessarily an anime, but like I've been wanting to rewatch that bad because I did rewatch The Last Airbender a couple of years ago. Great time. Fucking love that show. It's so good.
Secret tunnel through the mountain.
I've rewatched One Punch Man a couple of times. Okay, just because it's a fun ass little time. I've seen Attack on Titan 4 times the first season probably.
Wow.
Yeah, something around there. Because I watched it once by myself.
Once with your mom.
Once with my mom. Once with my sister and once with my dad.
Nice.
Yeah. No, once with Tom and once with Josh. And then I think I watched it just one more time on my own because I'm like, I fucking love this show. It's so fucking good.
It's a good show, yeah.
I don't know. It's just in my collection. Like I'll buy it and I'll rewatch things from time to time, but not that frequently. It's not very, at least lately, I haven't really been in the mood to rewatch an anime just because it's a little bit more of an investment. And oftentimes when I want to rewatch something, it's so that I could put it on while I'm doing something else. I'm like, for sure. You know what? Because I started rewatching Stranger Things. Because it feels like spooky season, like time to watch some spooky shit. Yeah. Tried watching the Haunted House show on Netflix, The Haunting at like Hill House or some shit.
Watch
sucks.
Okay, this is kind of off topic from anime. Watch that show. Watch that movie called Holding Darkness or whatever. It's supposed to be like really fucking good. It's on Netflix.
Holding Darkness?
Yeah, something about darkness. It's got the guy from what's it called? He is the main one of the main characters in Westworld.
Okay,
he's like the black guy with glasses or whatever.
Yeah,
apparently it's really good. I haven't seen it, but I've heard really good. I mean, if you want to get spooked,
I mean, I like getting spooked. Nothing wrong with spooking.
No, I was just wondering because like we like I said, we just watched the special, and I was like, oh man, I want to rewatch Violet Evergarden.
Yeah, you were talking about doing that. I don't want to rewatch that, but I would rewatch Place Further Than the Universe. And Kino's Journey.
Yeah.
I would rewatch. Why am I forgetting the name? Maiden Abyss.
Oh yeah.
I really want to rewatch Flip Flappers. That's actually on my list of like things on my Crunchyroll. Want to rewatch that. There's just so many things that I want to rewatch because I've watched such an abundance of anime over the course of this show that like.
Sometimes you just need to go back
and... Yeah, I need a refresher. Like, oh man, why do I love this show? Oh yeah, that's why. Like, I kind of want to rewatch K-On!, but I think that if I did rewatch it, it wouldn't have as like special place in my heart kind of thing.
No, like
I've watched Madoka Magica a few times too, just on my own.
I like because whenever I rewatch anime, I feel like the one I always go back to is I always rewatch Ouran High School Host Club. Like I've probably
those classics.
I've probably seen it like over 10 times. Just kind of just play it and like cool and just like it's been about a month and a half. I guess I'll watch it again. But like from shows that I've seen from like since we started the podcast, I've rewatched I think Mob Psycho 100 like twice now.
I've seen that show a couple of times, but that's another thing where I'll force somebody to watch it. I'll be like, you better watch this shit with me, otherwise I'm gonna fucking kill you.
No, but there are shows that I want to rewatch. I think I'm going to rewatch Violet Evergarden, and for some reason I really have the hankering to rewatch Kids on the Slope.
Yeah, you know, that's one of those things too that I've thought about rewatching. Like, I bought it because I thought it was so good, and I wanted to support them. That's often something that I would do, like back when I would download shit, because there's a lot of stuff that just sucks. Mm-hmm. But then there's other stuff it's fucking good. That deserves money. So, yeah, that's one of those things that I did buy back when I was a broke-ass boy.
For sure. Okay, so let's just real quickly talk about the Violet Evergarden special. So, I mean, it was just like the length of a regular episode.
Yeah,
20-something minutes. And it wasn't anything like crazy special. It wasn't like here is, the general or whatever.
It just felt like, here's one more episode.
It just felt like, here's another episode. Have a good time with Violet and her friends. And in this episode, she's meeting up with like an opera singer, and she has to write a love letter to like her lover or whatever, right? Who has gone off to war. And you and I had this, like, we were talking about this during the show, where like, I was like, wait, like I remember it being like a war has ended and now like things are getting back together. But you remember like, no, there's still some sort of conflict going on. Yeah, just because there was, the little bit where she wound up being like, oh fuck, there's still stuff happening. Like, I figured, because at all points, just kind of like in the world, at all points in time, there are like military bases stationed over by like other countries and stuff. So I figure like maybe there's that, and like you never know what's gonna happen. And since there was that little thing, like sure, some shit could go on. We also didn't know like when this was placed in time or whatever. Yeah, it didn't really give us a good idea. I thought it was, I mean, I figured in my mind, just because of like context and things, like, okay, yeah, this is a place where war has ended, the big war has ended, but there is still internal conflicts and external conflicts, and like there's still like border, issues on the border and stuff. So like, like it is in the real world, like there are nations who've gone to war, but there's still like, fucking tension at the borders of these places. Right. But anyway, so this lady is, she's I guess kind of sad because the person that she loved went off to war and he hasn't come back. And it's kind of just like her trying to come to terms with that, right? Like her trying to be like, hey, she wants Violet to write this letter, but she's kind of being a bitch about it too. She's like not being very helpful with like the letter. She's like, you're an automail doll or whatever. Fucking write the letter. It's a love letter. Do it. Mm-hmm. And like Violet will try her best, and then she's just like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Well, you told me to." This is how I would write it. Like if you made me write this letter, that's how I would write it. I'm trying to write your letter, bitch. Violet's like, "I'm just trying to get to know who you are to write this letter." And she's like, "Just do your job." He's like, "I'm fucking trying, bitch. You're not letting me." Yeah. But they get to and it's just kind of sad. This wasn't an episode that made me cry, which is good because I didn't really want to cry while I was eating Burger King. Yeah. Well, I think one of the issues is we're already drawn to the characters. Mm-hmm. We already love the show. Yeah. And it's just giving us another episode, but it didn't feel like it had as much behind it. It was like, I don't know, we just kind of got dropped in and we didn't know what was going on. Yeah. It just felt like, it just felt like here's an episode you missed or whatever. And you know what? Maybe it would have been more emotional if it was in the middle of the season. But the fact that it was outside and we don't really know where it took place in the story and everything. We don't know what Violet's been through already. We don't know what kind of emotion she has. We just know that at this point she's already a proficient writer. So it's clearly like somewhere in between like the middle of the show and the end. The end, yeah. And then, but all that being said, the show, the episode was still fucking gorgeous. Oh, yeah. There's so much good animation in this Violet Evergarden stuff, like water, fucking sky, flowers, eyes, everything. It's just beautiful. And that's something you'll never take away from these guys. These guys, I don't know who they are. I don't know what studio it is, but they're fucking killing it. How do you not know what studio it is? Fucking. It's the one studio that has the best animation out of all the studios. Oh, fucking, I know. Yeah. Fucking Handshakers Animation. Yep, that's the one. It's Handshakers Inc. Gonzo. Is that an animation studio? Yeah, it is. It's Kyoto Animation. Oh, KyoAni. Oh, they're trash. This is their only good show. all right, fine, whatever. You've heard it here first. Me and Trip do not like KyoAni. Wow, okay, all right. Hey, man, I have to say shit and you have to support me. That's how it works. Baby, I don't know about that. But you don't agree with me? Yeah, no, I don't really agree with KyoAni? Name one other thing that's KyoAni's and that's good. Kaon. Yeah, okay, they're pretty good. All right. Yeah, no, it makes sense for it to be like as pretty as it is. So yeah, I liked it. I don't think it's something that like I have to like scream from the mountaintops, be like, everybody watch the special. No. If you're on Netflix, you've already seen the show, pop it on. Why not? Yeah. It's not going to destroy you, and it's also not going to add or take away from the show. It's just an extra little nugget. It doesn't have anything that
like the end of Violet Evergarden, in a way, it's a cliffhanger, mostly because like it brings up a new plot point for some reason. And it's like, and we're not going to finish that. And this doesn't address that whatsoever. So it must be before then.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to watch if they did another season. I'm just because
I love it.
Just because I liked it so much, you know.
It was so good.
But if they didn't, I'm okay with it. Like it's one of those shows where like, I like the way it ended, and it can end that way, and I'm okay with it. And I know there's people out there like you had to look up, something, and I think Sierra was talking about how like she didn't like the way it ended because she wanted to know who it was at the very end. And, and I was like, nah, I could care less. Yeah. If I find out one day, cool. If I don't, whatever.
And I did find out, and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It was just kind of, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel like that attached to this episode. I felt like overall they had this whole like opera thing behind it, and they really wanted you to care about the song, and like that was supposed to connect with you emotionally. But
I think the way they could have done a better job with us caring about the song is if they made the song better. You know what I'm saying? Like if the music was super good, because I feel like the music was just kind of okay.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah,
nothing wrong. I don't know. Did I talk to you about The Promised Neverland?
No, I mean, it sounds familiar. Oh, it's the one about the kids that are being fucking eaten or whatever. Yes, they have tattoos on their neck. That show's supposed to come out. Where is it? Is it on fucking High Dive?
No, it's not out yet. It's coming out next year.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So I read the first 2 issues of the manga.
Oh, cool.
And holy fuck, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, no, I'm super stoked for it.
I am way into it. Sorry, you're fucking with my audio nonstop, man.
I'm sorry.
You go from like yelling to like whispering.
I'm sorry. Do you want to talk really quick?
I fucking hate you.
I don't know where you want me now. Is this okay for you?
Yeah,
is this too loud for you?
I adjusted it to the point that you were comfortable with. Because every time you take the headphones off, you start screaming like a goofus. Well, do you want to scream like a goofus or not, man? I would prefer if you just screamed like a goofus the whole time. But every time you put them on, you're like, and now I have to whisper and fuck up all the audio.
It's not my fault, okay? The headphones are too hot, and I don't want to scream like a goofus because that's a lot of screaming.
All right, whatever, man.
Just do your job. Do your fucking job.
I'm trying to, but you're making it fucking hard.
What were we talking about?
Who cares? We were talking about The Promised Neverland. I read the first 2 issues of it, started out, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm getting into this. I see where it's going. And then, like, it goes straight to the, like, oh, yeah, we're being fucking eaten. We're on a farm.
Spoilers.
People who don't know. Don't worry about it. Like, that's kind of the appeal of the show.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just cool because it feels kind of like... if you've read Ender's Game or Ender's Shadow or whatever.
Oh, I love those books.
Yeah. You have this like idea of these kids are fucking geniuses. And that's essentially what this is. Like a few geniuses are trying to save everyone else who are also really smart and capable, but just not quite at that level. Yeah, no, I'm super stoked for that. I did hear it was really good. And I think like the art style, I don't know how... Pretty unique. I don't know how it translates to the anime yet, but I've seen like the manga. I'm like, ooh, that looks... Manga looks pretty cool. Looks pretty, right? And yeah, the demons too. I'm excited to see what they make them look like. Oh, they look pretty intense. Oh, nice. They're Uggo. Yeah. And you know, Ender's Game and Ender's Shadow, a really dope story. Fuck Orson Scott Card. Yeah, he's a huge asshole, but he also made my favorite book, so fuck it. Exactly right. Like, what a piece of shit. But God, can he write a fucking book? He really can. And you wouldn't expect it, because you're like, oh, none of the characters are really pieces of shit in this that are supposed to be good guys. Well, I don't know. I was telling you about this new podcast I was listening to. It's called it's called Book Cheat or whatever. Yeah. And they brought up this thing, you know, how certain writers will like you put themselves in the book, you know, and I'm just like, I wonder which one he is. I was like, there isn't like a specific character who's just yelling about, you know, anti-homosexuality kind of things or just being a total dick. So, well, in my favorite book, Lost Boys by Orson Scott Card, it's about like this Mormon family. And he's a Mormon dude, so I figure he's probably the dad. Oh, he's probably in that story. Yeah. Probably, the one who like works on old video games and shit, and like super cool. Has like a cigarette in his mouth. He just lights it with the snap of his fingers. That's pretty much the character. Yeah, he just farts coolness. Yeah, definitely. Anyway. There is another character who smokes all the time in that book, and the main character is like, oh yeah, not about that life, but you know, whatever. You see, this is the issue with like when we talk about books. Now I want to talk about books that I like. But anyways, Ender's Game, good book. Ender's Shadow, even I would say Ender's Shadow is even better than Ender's Game. Yeah, man. Fuck Orson Scott Card though. Fuck Orson Scott Card. Those of you that don't know, he's the worst. Yeah, let's go. Let's do the news. Yeah. Fine. So those of you that like anime might be interested to know that the official Cells at Work website has posted high quality content which could be used free of charge by anyone who intends on using it for educational purposes. Which, I don't know if you've been seeing these things, but there are like a couple of videos and whatnot that have been put out, and people are like, holy shit, my professor is using Cells at Work to teach like this subject.
That's super cool.
Yeah. Pretty neat, right?
I feel like if I had Cells at Work when I was in high school, I would have done better in, fucking freshman health.
Honestly, there are a lot of parts in Cells at Work that are very educational, and it's just fucking entertaining. It's fun as fuck.
I'm question. I know that you said it. I don't remember exactly, though. Are we going to be talking about Cells at Work?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll ask you then.
Yeah, sure. We'll do that. So, yeah, that's super rad for people that like learning and shit. Next up, really, really cool news. Attack on Titan is going to be returning season 3 in April 2019.
Fuck you.
Did you get excited? Did you actually think?
No, because you're a fucking dickhead.
Okay.
I knew. No,
you're like, Trip's going to make me so fucking mad.
No, it was more of a fuck you to Wit Studios.
Because
those fucking dickheads.
Fuck you, Wit.
You texted me this morning. You're just like, what the fuck?
I was so fucking mad. I'm on Facebook scrolling through, and Crunchyroll's like, hey, it's returning. And I'm like, okay, screenshot, send this over to Juan. What the fuck is this shit? You fucking with me right now? Because they were like, oh, Attack on Titan, it's too core. You're going to fucking love it. Eat this shit up. Remember how we made you wait 10 years to watch the next season of Attack on Titan? Then we only gave you fucking 13 episodes when the first one started out with 26. Don't worry, we're back. We'll give you a shitload of episodes again. This time we're going to separate it by about a year, so you have to like fucking wait again. Fuck you.
I think it's super funny because you're just like, you like, this isn't season 3, it's season 4, you fucking assholes, right? Because
that's how I feel. Yeah, I'm like, fuck you. Why are you making us wait?
Season 3 continues next year in April. You mean season 4 premieres next year in April, you piece of shit.
You mean you're making me wait like half a year for this shit? Why?
That's super fucked. That's how it is though, I guess, nowadays. They can just do whatever they want because they're fucking killing it.
Yeah, shit got me triggered. Speaking of Trigger releases a trailer for its upcoming feature film, PROMARE, which we didn't see, which I was like, oh, I'm going to read the news, and we're like, fuck, we need to watch this together. Did not watch the trailer. Did you see the trailer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And?
It was good.
I saw the picture.
Yeah,
I saw the big old picture.
Liked it a lot.
Yeah? Did you? How did you feel about it?
A lot of robots. It was really good.
Cool. It looks, just from the poster picture thing, the key visual, the key anime visual, for this upcoming Trigger film, PROMARE. It looks kind of like Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, plenty of robots.
All right, cool.
I didn't actually see it.
Yeah.
But I felt like if you said Trigger, I could have just said robots and gotten away with it. So
yeah, honestly, yeah. You probably could have.
I feel like
if I didn't fucking know you.
Should have just played it off better.
Yeah, no, the front picture, there's a Kamina looking motherfucker. Kamina is the big boy from Gurren Lagann. Dude who looks pretty much just like him, has a big old spear drill thingy and robots, and it's red,
cool
and stuff.
We're gonna watch it.
Yeah, I hope you guys liked our review of the trailer of PROMARE. That was our review of the trailer of PROMARE, the new Trigger Studio anime feature film.
We give it 2 instant ramen cups up.
Hey, My Hero Academia is going to return with season 4 in spring 2019. Oh, you remember how My Hero Academia had 2 cores and then they were like, oh, we're done at the same time as Attack on Titan. Also, we're going to come back with a whole fucking new season at the same time that they're continuing their season.
Their third season.
Fuck yourself, Wit Studios. Thank you so much, Bones.
Fucking Bones is on the level.
Bones is.
I watched the last episode of My Hero and it pops up and it says like, My Hero Academia season 4 coming soon.
It's like returning season 4.
I was like, cool. Thank you for fucking being honest with me.
It's like, oh, okay. Why wouldn't you make this though? Like, let's be fucking real.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's like, I remember when I posted it somewhere, like on, I think it was on Facebook. It's like, season 4 confirmed. Like, yeah,
no fucking way. That's crazy.
Yeah, and the sky's blue and water's wet.
So fucking goofy. But hey, I have a little bit more My Hero news.
Nice.
So My Hero Academia, the movie Two Heroes, has reached the top 10 highest grossing Japanese films in North America.
Hey, yo.
That movie was fucking dope.
I watched it again. Did you?
No,
I didn't.
I didn't get a chance.
I caught it.
It's fine. I'll buy it whenever it comes out. Oh, speaking of things that I bought, it's not officially out yet, but I pre-ordered the Hosoda collection, which is Wolf Children and Summer Wars and
you found
The Boy and the Beast.
Because you weren't able to do it. You were saying you weren't able to order it a while back, right?
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
You ordered 2 copies.
No.
Nice. I'll take your copies.
I went to Amazon because I was going to order it straight from Funimation, straight from the fucking source. And I went to Amazon and they were like, it's cheaper. And also we have it. And I'm like, oh, fucking cool. I'll do that.
Yeah, no, your hands were tied behind your back on that one.
They got me good.
Got to support local businesses like, Amazon.
Like Amazon. So yeah, I wound up buying that. So I'm super excited to get it. And then I probably won't watch any of the movies until I really, really need to.
Is there anything else you got for news?
No.
Really?
Did you want more?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, let me.
No, I got you. This fucking.
No. Let me handle this. Okay.
Okay.
I'll say what you're gonna say. You were gonna say the Mob Psycho 100 has a new key visual.
No, but that was a good key visual.
Okay, cool. It was. Those of you that don't know. It was a good key visual. We're going to talk about how great JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has been.
No, I'm pretty sure it's something I posted on Facebook. So,
all right, what is it, man? Fuck.
It's this fucking fighting show that's got confirmed. Whatever. It's
on
Netflix.
God,
it's called fucking something. I don't know what it's called.
Man,
that's why I figured you had it.
Nobody cares about Netflix anymore. Not after they ruined Violet Evergarden with this fucking special episode that came out.
Here's the issue with this show. Apparently, it's like my boy from school reads the manga and it's fucking insane. He showed me some of the artwork. It looks really fucking good, right?
What's his name?
Fucking, you could guess his name.
George.
No, it's a person. It's a person you've actually met.
Creven.
That's not even a name.
Kel.
It starts with a K.
Kelly.
No, so it's a guy.
Kelson.
It's a guy that's won a fucking thing before from us.
Cumbo.
It's Kyle. Oh, fucking God, it's Kyle. Anyways, Kyle he tells me about this fucking show. I mean, this manga all the time, and it looks really good, and he's talking about how great it is. And then I, send him a message, hey, dude, your fucking show got confirmed for an anime or whatever. Yeah. And he goes like, yeah, I heard about it. And I go, fuck you, hearing about stuff. And he goes, the only reason I heard about it was because I saw it on the Instagram podcast. I mean, on the Instagram. Like, oh. That being said, he was saying the issue is it's in 3D, right? So the new thing is he's like, why do they take good mangas and then just make shitty 3D animation adaptations?
Oh yeah, no, this looks like shit.
Yeah, it looks really bad. But
it's Kengan Ashura.
Yeah, Kengan Ashura or something like that. That being said, the manga does look super dope. I can't wait to read it. I'm gonna read it when I have free time. Which is probably winter break or summer vacation.
I mean, the important thing is you'll at least be able to watch the new Christmas special of Neo Yokio.
Yeah, that was another thing I posted.
Which I saw. I'm not going to include that in the news because I feel like that's not news. That's just like a joke.
It was a joke.
Yeah. So
a good jokey joke. Anyways, that was the news, guys.
That was the news.
Let's get to this actual topic.
Yeah. All right. This week's topic after the news is we're singing the blues because it's the end of the summer and now we have to go back to school.
Yeah.
So summer 2018 anime wrap up. Let's talk about My Hero Academia. You've seen it. I've seen it. It's fucking great. Bones kills it. They've also made things like Mob Psycho 100 and Bungo Stray Dogs. Guess what? They're killing it with every show they put out ever. There's never been a bad Bones show.
This season's like super long. Did it start with the the camp?
Yeah, so it starts out, they're at camp, they're hanging out with the wild pussycats, and then boom, guess what? We're talking about summer 2018. That was spring 2018, man. So boom, we're in the future now. Guess what they're doing? They're fucking recovering. They're like hanging out in their dorms and shit.
Yeah, that's right. That's when that season started. Or that was 2-core, right?
Yeah.
Man, there was just so much of season. This is season 3.
Yeah.
Like a proper season 3 piece of this shit. Wit Studio.
Now we're on episode like 78 or some shit. Like,
it's insane. Oh, man, there was some good stuff. I think still, hands down, Bakugo and Deku's fight was one of the coolest things I saw.
Oh, absolutely. It was such a killer episode. What they wound up doing with this is they kind of slowed it down a little bit in the middle because there was the huge All Might scene where this is back in spring. He uses like all of his power, essentially.
He All Might's out.
Yeah. And since then, there's a whole issue of, you know what, these kids are going to go live in dorms. It's going to be heavily monitored, but we have to talk to the parents and make sure they're all cool with it in order to get permission. So they do that. We see a little bit more. They all start training in like a scholarly setting instead of like an outside of school special camp type thing. So they're going to do some extra stuff with that. And Deku figures out that he can kick real good.
Well, he learns that his legs are, more fucking reliable and they can take the blows more than his arms.
Yeah.
Not saying that he can't punch. It's just that it's safer for him to kick.
Yes.
So he kind of acquires a new kind of style of fighting, which is super cool.
Makes so much sense what he calls it too.
The shoot style.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah.
Because he's shooting up.
People use guns on their feet.
I think it's because...
You ever seen Bayonetta?
I think it's soccer. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what I assume it is. It's like a soccer shooting.
And the thing is, it might be a culture thing because it's not very apparent. It's like he's just like he just goes
not
like,
at all.
This is my new style. It's called shoot style, and we're like,
and I was like, yeah, that makes so much fucking sense. Good job, Deku. You came up with another great name, just like your costume. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I was just talking shit about Deku's
fucking
costume.
Roasting this costume because you were checking out my figgies. You're looking at my sick figs up there.
Can you not call them that? Can you just call them figures?
Figgies?
Yeah, I'm not calling them that.
Okay, figures.
Anyways, I was looking at your cool figgies.
Curvaceous little figgies up there.
Yeah, I was checking out your Deku one. I was like, dude, this fucking Deku one sucks dick. And it's not because the figure sucks.
No, it's just because Deku sucks.
His costume's so fucking lame. Like, I hate his stupid fucking mouthpiece thing.
Right? He looks like Pajama Sam.
Yeah, and he's got his dumbass I was going to call him banana ears. Rabbit ears that he doesn't wear. Why even fucking have him, Deku?
Mm-hmm. I mean, psychopath, that's why.
His costume has improved recently, you know, since he acquired the shoot style,
right?
And he's starting to use like the new braces on his arms to help reinforce them.
And he went and he talked with his homie too, Eyes Girl,
yeah.
I don't know what her name is,
cross-haired Eyes Girl, whatever. But yeah, but it's just dumb. It's a dumb costume. But I still think the Deku and Bakugo fight was super sick, and
absolutely, it was one of the most wicked fights.
The whole arc with them getting their license for their fucking hero's license was
that was a big one. Yeah, that was this whole part of the season mostly. Yeah.
It introduced some fun other characters from different schools that I liked. You got the Wind Boy,
so fucking cool,
fucking so amped.
So cool.
I really like the fucking Gang Orca. God, fucking what a dope hero. And then I think also most importantly at the very end we get to meet the big three for and they're gonna have a bunch of cool stuff coming up in the new season, and we see one of my favorites. I mean, I feel kind of bad.
It's really hard.
The only big three character I don't like is the girl, and it's because I don't remember what her power is, and two, I don't remember her name.
You know what? If they featured her more, you would know it. But it's just she's kind of in the background. It's just like the Bug Boy. I don't know what his name is, but I like him.
The Bug Boy.
Yeah, he screams and bugs come and stuff.
I can't tell you what his name is either.
Yeah, exactly. I like him a lot.
But the two characters from the big three, Lemillion, which is the fucking guy with the he looks like buff Tintin.
Yeah.
Sierra.
That's a great description.
No, he legitimately looks like yoke-ass Tintin.
Is. Yeah.
Sierra really hates his eyes.
French cartoon thing.
Yeah. Sierra really hates his eyes. I really dig his eyes. I think he looks really cool. I like his character. I like his whole character design.
Oh, absolutely.
I love his power. I love his costume. He's got a really dope costume when you finally see him in it.
I'm excited.
I love everything about him, and I'm super glad he's in the show now. And then there's also Sun Eater, who was the guy who couldn't talk, and he looked at the wall. Everybody was potatoes. I'm not going to spoil what he does, but his power is also super fucking dope, and I also really like him. There's just gonna be they're adding a bunch of new characters. They also added the they introduced, I don't know if they reintroduced the villain for the next arc. He's like that weird guy with like the beak looking thing.
Yeah, they showed the villains didn't get that much of a highlight in this season. Yeah. But essentially we had a big plot point of Toga now has Deku's blood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does. Like a little bit of his blood. Right?
Yeah. So the fact that that's happening is bad news for our heroes, but it's good news for the show keeping on because we need some conflict.
For sure. So I think this is one of the better seasons of My Hero Academia.
It's great. Honestly, it's been better and better. I really liked the second season as well. There were some fucking sick fights because that had the 1v1 tournament fights and stuff. Good. Dude, Todoroki going full blast was dope in that season.
Man, Uraraka fighting Bakugo was super sick.
That was the sickest fight.
He passed out standing up. Oh, so cool.
Yeah, that whole tournament arc thing was wicked as fuck.
Yeah, and I feel like they were able to, in my opinion, continue to make something really entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, we heard people complain, and I'm not going to name names, complain about it being too much punching and not enough fucking character development. Get the fuck out of here. It's a shonen.
Get out of here, Steve.
Yeah, Steve. I hope Steve's not upset.
Oh, man.
But, I mean, things I didn't like about it, just super little things. I didn't like the intro for the season.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah, and I didn't really like the the outro, and I only stopped liking it more when Sierra kept complaining about it because Deku has this weird walk, and it just doesn't.
The outro, and then he's like going a little bit faster, and then he's jogging and running and all that. Yeah.
I think the proportions are just off, and that's just
it's because it's him walking at you like head on, and it's not a shot that they do that frequently.
Yeah, it's not very
and
flattering.
It felt like they handed it off to somebody else who doesn't work on the show normally.
Yeah, like, hey, my son animates. Can I get him in there real quick?
Yeah,
like, yeah, sure. He can do the outro.
It's not like it was like bad. It was just different.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Well, so My Hero Academia, bomb-ass show. Anything else you want to say about it before we keep going?
No, honestly, it was super dope. If you haven't seen the movie, as soon as you get an opportunity, you should go check that out. So, yeah. Next up, we're going to talk about Steins Gate Zero, made by White Fox, who did Akame ga Kill and ReZero and like a bunch of other shit, mostly like Steins Gate.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, the other two things that they did are things that I watched and liked.
Yeah. So, Steins Gate Zero. Those of you that haven't seen Steins Gate, don't watch this. I think you kind of have to watch Steins Gate in order to watch this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That being said, this is the dark timeline of Steins Gate. We talked about it a little bit last season, or last anime wrap-up season thing. Mm-hmm. But this was the second half, and it got a little bit better. I don't have a whole lot to say about this, because overall, I loved Steins Gate. Fucking cool show. It felt so unique and whatnot. And this is just the dark timeline, as if, shit did not go the way that it was supposed to go. And instead of, failing and then being told you had to fail, it's just part of it. Just like go back and do it again. You'll be fine. Instead, it's just like, all right, you failed, man. Like, get back up there. And he's like, no, I don't wanna. So exactly. It's that timeline.
No, it was, and I told you about this earlier. The biggest issue with it was I also really like Steins Gate. Yeah. I know people who don't like Steins Gate, and that's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, they're allowed to be wrong. It's fine.
It's okay.
But I mean, I remember that one of the issues with Steins Gate is it's like a slow burn. So it took 12 episodes. I think it's 12, right? For
about 12 to be like, holy shit, what's happening?
Because you kept being like, hey man, keep watching. Yeah. It's going to pop off and it's going to keep.
It's like, brah, trust, brah.
And it did.
Brah.
Season 1 popped off around episode 12 and then just fucking kept delivering it. And by the end of it, I was like, wow, what an amazing anime. It was all worth it in the end.
It was so fucking cool.
And as opposed to that, Steins Gate Zero was like, it was an even slower burn.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of it was him. What's his name? The main character.
Kyoma.
Yeah, there's a lot of Kyoma just being a mopey bitch.
Whatever you want to call him.
And I really didn't like that. It was a lot of just talking and being bitchy, and it was kind of annoying. And then shit did pop off eventually, which was great because, it's cool to see cool things happen. And this was the big issue. This is the, what's it called? The bad timeline or world time or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And this is one where like things are just supposed to be bad. World War III happens and everything's horrible. And in the first one, I think they achieved Steins Gate, which is, everything being okay, right?
Yep.
And which is great because I'm like, cool, happy ending, everybody's in love, everybody's happy, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And then this one, it's like, they're trying to achieve Steins Gate, everything keeps getting fucked, everything just gets fucked. At the very end, everything is still fucked. Like World War III still happens.
Yeah.
But they're happy, and then they're together and they're happy about it. And I was like, cool, it's kind of a happy ending. I would have been really cool if it just was a totally bleak season. Yeah, everything was
just
bleak.
Like, fuck it, this all sucks. Just like, well, that's very fitting. I kind of like that.
Exactly,
but instead they started like getting you pumped at the end. There, one episode got me so fucking pumped, and I was like, oh shit, are we about to have a bunch of fun? And then it just kind of like threw it away for a second because it was just like, I'm back, motherfuckers. I'm holy Kyoma. And you're just like, hell yeah, you are.
Yeah, I like that episode.
It was fucking busting. And then everything fails, and I'm like, I love that. I'm so happy he failed after like getting back, and I just wanted it to get like sad. But instead, people were like, "Fuck you, man. Get it together. We're gonna fix this."
I mean, there was like some things where like it tricked me a few times. I was like, "Oh, it's gonna end sad," which is what I wanted because I got my happy ending. Right. I'm okay with that. This is the bad timeline.
Yeah, we don't need to be good. We already are good.
Yeah, or it doesn't have to be sad or a horrible ending, but it can be something ambiguous, Yeah. And it wasn't that. It was very like a, hey guys, everything's shit, but we're still together and friendships forever and we're still happy. I'm like, no, fuck you, be sad. There was one cool thing that I liked a lot though, was when he started like going back in time, but he can only do it like
certain amounts,
So he do it 3,000 times. I'm like, oh, that's fucking dark,
right?
And every time he did it was painful as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. He like wakes up and he's emaciated as fuck. He's just like thin.
He's like, hey, what's up? I've been in a coma for like ever, and my bones are shitty.
Yep.
Let's fucking do it again.
Right. And as he keeps going back and back, he's like, okay, so like it's me and I was in the future and don't fucking worry about it. We're all good. Let's go. This is what we need to do. And they're like, oh shit. Okay, cool. Like every time he knew exactly what to say. And then finally he gets back to like when he's able to be in the war and like at that pivotal moment.
He's you know, it's before he gets in his coma, before he gets captured, and he's just like, well, if he jumps back again, he's gonna get captured, and then they can't catch him. They can't save him for like another 11 years or some shit like that. Yeah. It was really cool. I really liked that episode.
That was pretty cool.
It was a very fun episode. There's also an episode where I don't remember what her name is. It's like she's like the one that looks like the girl from the main season.
Yeah, whatever her name is, the redhead girl. Yeah, she daughter.
She chops some dude's heads off with her hands.
Yeah.
That blew my mind.
Fucking crazy. I was like, what the fuck? I need to know more about this now. Exactly. But we didn't know more about it.
It wasn't explained.
That was, going off of that was my biggest problem with this whole show, is that they didn't explain everything. I feel like in a show like this where they have so much time to explain so much, because time travel, so fuck it. They could just like go back in time and do whatever the fuck they want. Explain shit more if you don't understand it, because the characters don't get it either. One character got shot in the hand. Never like came up again.
Yeah.
They didn't show who it was. Yeah. They alluded to it for a second and never showed who actually got shot or anything like that.
And then remember there's also this bit where like you know, there's like the cat chick, right? There's the chick that's a dude.
Yeah.
And then there's like, you know, the chick that, you know, is what's his face's, you know,
wife in the future.
And then there was another friend who also joined the group. She just kind of disappeared.
That was her friend's friend.
Yeah, but she was there for a bit and then she never came back. Like the last time we saw her was the time when like they're going to the train station and saying goodbye to everybody, and she's like, I just cut my hand, and then she never returns.
Yeah.
Why even fucking have her?
Right?
What's the fucking point?
Pretty much just so that you could be like, wait, was that the bad guy?
Yeah. Also, the bad
That's
guy.
All.
I feel like the bad guy was very, very easily guessed.
Yeah, just like, oh yeah, that's
the bad guy.
Honestly, I thought it was going to be Big Boobs lady.
Just because she was the bad guy last time?
No, not her, but the new one that was there for like 2 episodes. That's why I thought she would be there. Exactly. You don't remember her, so I was like, that would be a good one. It was the bad guy's like other assistant chick.
Oh yeah, and she ended up just being brainwashed also.
Yeah,
and she got fucking blasted in the face with a bullet. Boom. Spoilers. Okay, that being said, I don't feel like this is like really worth watching. If you like Steins Gate, go ahead. Maybe it just
I don't know. Whatever.
Steins Gate's really good. I think you should watch Steins Gate. This was okay. It could have been a lot better in my opinion.
Yeah, this is like. My old roommate Kate fucking loved Steins Gate. She ate that shit up. As soon as she started watching it, like she watched it the first time, she was like, Chris, that was so good. I have to go to work. I'm going to watch it again when I get back from work. Yeah. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, Kate. Cool. So yeah, it does not have that same feeling. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take over for a second and talk about Overlord 3. What the fuck? It made like a crazy like mic
Didn't hear it.
check sound. It was crazy.
Didn't happen.
That little squeal, you know, when a mic gets too close to the...
Didn't happen.
Okay. Oh, maybe it's because you put your headphones up on the mic or something, and it did like a weird feedback. We've never had that issue before. I don't...
I heard it that time.
Fuck you, man. All right, cool. So, anyways, Overlord Season 3, made by Madhouse. They've done like Death Note, One Punch Man. Pretty much everything that they made is good. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Overlord Season 3... I'm not going to focus too much on it. Essentially, the deal this season was, in Season 2, we didn't focus much on our big bad main character. In this one, we do for the whole time, and it's fucking great. So we kind of see him playing the field as like, he's the adventurer, and he's also like the bad guy. And everyone loves the adventurer because he just goes and like helps out everyone, and he's so strong and just like a nice guy. So everyone fucking loves him. And... then there keep being weird little conflicts because we've been introduced to all the side characters pretty much now. We know all the different nations and kind of what they're doing. And our big bad, Ein Zung-gul, he just comes up and he's like, hey guys, what's up? You're going to do what I want you to do. And if you don't, then you're all dead. And they're like, fuck you. And he's like, all right, first off, just going to kill this guy. Boop. And he just like snaps his fingers and this guy just fucking gets crushed and dies or whatever. You know how it goes. And then sometimes it works out. Other times it doesn't work out so good. So he starts getting bigger and bigger with his plans and whatnot. Since he's such a well-recepted adventurer, he is going to go off and he gathers a group of people. he's like, hey guys, so you're all going to go into this dungeon and we're all going to explore it together and we're all going to go over these different parts and then we're going to come back with all the treasure we have and we're going to split it up since we're all doing an equal job. You guys are all going to go in there and it's going to be great. And then it turns out that dungeon is actually his like giant fucking dungeon as the evil bad guy. And they're getting through it. A lot of them are dying. A lot of them are having like little pieces of trouble here and there. And then the maids come up and they're like, sup guys, we're just going to kill all of you. And we're going to just spread the word that we're super fucking evil. So peace. So really quickly, they like kill everybody, leave a survivor or two, and just have them like go back and like tell everyone that we fucked you guys up. Fuck you guys. You're fucking horrible. Fuck you guys. And everything works out. It's all good for Ainz. Meanwhile, we have another conflict going on where the original goblin village, there was a girl, she got saved by Ainz, and he's like, oh, don't worry, I got you, even though I'm a big scary skeleton, don't worry about it. And gave her this like goblin horn, so she blows it, and a bunch of goblins come out, and they're like, hey man, we're going to protect you, we're super cool, let's make this village. So they help and they protect the village, and they're all chill with each other. And then there are little conflicts popping up around the village. There's a couple of things going on with trolls. I want to say they're trolls. Maybe they're ogres. I can't remember. So really, really big goblin type dudes, but they're like stupider and way more powerful. He goes and he defeats their king, and he defeats like the... Since there was the king of the forest that he went and like captured and made his friend, which is this weird mouse with like a snake tail thing.
Well, he's a hamster.
Hamster with a snake tail. Fuck it, whatever. It doesn't matter. Who cares? He's the king of the forest.
Seems like Hamtaro or some shit like that.
Yeah, probably. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. He's the king of the forest.
Yeah.
So
badass.
Since they're bros or whatever now, apparently the king of the forest was keeping all these other baddies in check.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, exactly. So then the other baddies start being bad. And he's like, hey man, what's up? I'm going to fucking kill everything, but like I don't have to. So then the Ogre King is like, no, fuck you, man. He just kills the Ogre King in a second. He's like, all right, so you guys, you could either like die too, or you could like work for me. And they're like, yeah, working for you is pretty cool. We're just dumb ogres, so who gives a shit? Whatever. You clearly killed the biggest, toughest ogre, so you are now our Ogre King.
You are now the toughest ogre.
That's totally fine. And there's like another dude who's been trying to manipulate everything. He's like a weird Naga serpent type thing. And he gets fucking blasted right then and there pretty quick. Everything just kind of works out. So all these ogres go back to the goblin village, and now they're working there too. But there's a whole controversy where they find out that this village is being protected in some ways by Ainz Ungul. And the kingdom comes in. They're like, hey man, we're going to fucking come through here, and we're going to check for any kind of like nefarious shit. You better be a regular ass village. Otherwise, we're going to have to fucking do stuff about it. And they're like, oh shit, okay, so all the goblins have to hide, all the ogres have to hide. Let's see how fast we can do this. And like, no motherfuckers, you open this gate right now. So the ogres come out and they start slaughtering all these people. And they're doing pretty good. And there's a big fight going on. But then the goblin village is getting overwhelmed with how many people there are. There's also a maid there who's watching that's like, you know what, I'll just protect the 4 that I've been told to protect. And the rest of them, they could all die. Even though they're like a bunch of families and shit. Mm-hmm. Ainz was just like, yep, protect those 4. Everyone else, fuck them. You know, whatever.
Everybody else in like the entire, like all the other humans.
In the village, yeah.
Okay.
And all the goblins and all the ogres. Just like, fuck them, doesn't matter.
Question.
Yeah.
Does this bleed into Goblin Slayer, the new show that's about to start?
No.
Okay.
But, man, the goblins and Goblin Slayer are way fucking worse than the goblins here. The goblins here are fucking awesome. So as they're getting overwhelmed and everyone's about to die, the maid's about to step in, but as she's like getting there to step in, the girl uses her goblin horn. She has like a couple more uses of it, and she blows it, and then everyone starts going, what the fuck? And even Lord Ainz is watching it, and he's like, holy shit, wait, what the fuck is that? And
you blow it again, yeah.
All right, if it's blowing his mind, what's going on? And then he's just like, it was a trash item. It was a gray trash item that I picked up, and I just kept around because it was kind of fun, but there was no reason that it should ever be that good. What the fuck? Turns out she's summoned like the biggest army of all time with like tacticians and a bunch of different squads. Nice. And they're just fucking incredible. They're coated with armor instead of just being like these shitty little goblins. She summoned like a goblin leader as well to like instruct all the little armies that he's got. And they all listen
to her.
Yeah. And she's the queen of all of them. And he's like, she must have met some kind of a weird requirement that I didn't know existed in order for this to happen.
Friendship.
Right? Well, that's what Kyle and I were kind of guessing. Yeah. We're just like, she kept alive all the goblins that were originally summoned for a long period of time. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. So,
sorry. For people who don't know, I mean, by now, this Overlord is kind of based off of a video game, like a MMORPG, so it makes sense.
Somebody gets stuck in a video game is essentially the plot again.
But if you're watching Overlord season 3 and don't know that by now, get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. So it's getting like really heated and intense, and then all these goblins show up and they just fucking crush the kingdom. And then Ainz goes back to the kingdom and he's like, "Hey, motherfuckers, you want to just work for me?" And they're like, "Nah, man, that's fucked up. We ain't going to work for you." And he's like, "Okay, that's fine. Whatever." Goes back home. And then he's like, "Hey, 2 little kid, like elf demon things.
Yeah, brother and sister.
You guys just go here and convince them however you want to be our slaves, essentially." So they fly in on a big fucking dragon, blow up like the center of town. And they're like, "Hey, everyone, if you don't want to die, be our friend. Also, like, you can fight us if you want. Just meet us on this date at this time." And like, we're all cool. And they're like, "What the fuck's going on?" So many people are dying. So much cool shit's happening. Then finally at the end, there's this massive battle that's about to happen. But Ainz just has like, I don't know, a couple hundred death knights that he's risen from the grave, which are apparently all these fucking unreal, incredible monsters that could just fight from. And all the armies are getting ready to fight against all these death knights as he's standing there. And he convinced those people to like be working for him or whatever. So all the soldiers are standing there with the death knights as well. And then as they're like trying to fight or whatever, Ainz is just like, "All right, I'm going to summon 3 monsters." And then there's the size of like a full village, but they're these giant freaky looking kind of elephant face monsters made out of black goo, and they're just stomping, crushing this giant army. It's insane looking. And then he stops time and he's just like, "All right, so they're stopped, whatever. So what's up, you guys? You wanna like work for me or whatever?" And they're like, "Nah, man, but like, I'll do a 1v1, and if I win, then you let all my people go and you stop being an asshole. But if you win, then you got to be an asshole, whatever, man." And it's the guy from the very first season that was like a heroic knight, and they worked together on this little adventure together, and he didn't realize that he was the same guy, or because there's a whole secret identity type thing. So then he's like, "Hey, man, like, let's fight, I guess. All right, somebody give us a countdown. We'll do it fair and square, where you, me, we're facing off, just us, nothing else, no crazy things going on." And one little shitty character just like, "I'm gonna join, I'm gonna help you." And Ainz is like, "Nah, man, like, you don't want to do that." And the other guy's like, "No, seriously, this is our fight, let us do it." And as soon as he says like go, Ainz stops time and he goes over and he's like, "And now I'm gonna cast a very small death spell." And he's dead. All right, guys, time's back and he's dead. So can you all just like fuck off or like do whatever, bow down to me? I'm not going to kill anyone else because clearly like I can. They're like, "Oh, fuck yeah, this is not okay." And then Ainz goes back and he's like, "Clap for me." And everyone just starts clapping, like really fucking scared.
Clap, your lives depend on it.
It was terrifying, and I loved it. He's just become this giant villain. From the beginning, he was just like, "I just want to meet people that also used to play this game, and I want to meet someone real." And then he's having that conflict of like, "I'm not really feeling like a human anymore. I'm feeling a little bit different." And now at this point, he's just gone like pretty much full evil. It's really fun to see that, and it's being well written. Really cool action scenes. Second season, really, really slow. Third season, super fucking good. I love it. I'm having a great time with it.
For sure. That being said, I have not watched season 3 because season 2 burned me and I'm done.
It's totally...
I don't give a fuck. As cool as Goblin Tactitioners in fucking awesome armies sound, I'm not doing it.
Man,
the only goblins I need in my life are Goblin Slayer goblins. That's all I want now.
Okay, man. You get those freaky little motherfuckers. So next up, let's talk about Asobi Asobase Workshop of Fun, made by Lerche, who did Magical Girl Raising Project and Assassination Classroom.
I've seen both of those.
Yeah, man.
So this one was a show that I remember I watched when it came out, and I think I watched 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah, I watched an episode.
And I was like, these are pretty cool. And I didn't get back to it till last week.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I kept seeing clips online of these just funny
always
girls.
Made us laugh.
Yeah, it's about these 3 girls who are in an all-girls school or whatever, and they start a club called the Pastimers Club, where all they do is do little like
games like old
to
games
pass the time
and stuff.
And yeah, it's like it's a funny show. There's a bunch of, it's like one of those shows where like it's there's like different stories in a single episode. There's no real continuity to it. It's kind of,
it's a slice of life.
Yeah, and it's super fun. The reason I really liked it was because I think the artwork was something that was different.
Yeah, you know, I started it and I couldn't figure out what the show was. So the artwork kind of, it pulled me out of it for a minute. I'm like, I don't really think I'm into it, but it's hard to tell.
I really like the artwork. I thought like there was really good melty, ugly faces and really good just is interesting to see. There was times where it'd get really like, it reminded me of like old school Japanese horror stuff. I was like, this is terrifying, you know. And there's stuff where it got really like silly and never got into like, I feel like chibi, you know, like never did something like that. But it was, and there was times
it felt very unique.
There's times it got really pretty. And fucking from the very first episode, I remember like watching the intro and being like, oh, it's like, it looks like it's a good fun time with girls or whatever.
Yeah, well, the intro is very deceiving. Yeah, it's just like a cute little moe ass shoujo. They're all in sundresses and they're running around having a good time. Yeah.
And then the outro is the three of them playing death metal. And I was like, oh my God, it was just such a good idea because it's like it tricks you, madness ensues. It ends with this fucking super hype metal thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big metal fan, but I was like, this is fucking dope.
Yeah, sure. It was fucking cool.
I liked it. There's no real way to review this being like, oh, you know, because there's no real story. Yeah. There's just like, I thought there was really funny things in it. There were some things that were a little absurd. Like there's the bit where like one of the characters has a butler who was probed by aliens and now has a laser cannon that comes out of his ass.
Which honestly, I thought that because they brought it up early in the episode as like a one-off joke, and then they brought it back later, and I was like, I like that they brought it back, but man, what a weird direction to go when the rest of the show felt very like, well, this is clearly exaggerated, but it's pretty grounded in reality. This was just like, nah, man, fuck it.
That was way out there. No,
yeah.
I feel like there were bits and characters that I didn't really like. Like I didn't really care for the characters that were into like the seance-y,
the cult.
Yeah, I didn't really like them. I really liked. Yeah, I think her name was Olivia, right?
Yeah.
She's
the blonde one.
So she's a blonde one. She's like a blonde character with blue eyes, and she is half Japanese, half American.
Yeah.
But when she got transferred to the school, she thought it'd be good to tell everybody that she is like a transfer student, like from like Europe or America. She's not clear about where she's from.
Yeah. Just
because she felt like, oh, kids will be nicer to a transfer student than like somebody who's just half Japanese. So the thing is like she pretends she can't speak Japanese that well when she's fluent, but she also can't speak English at all because she's shit at English. The point is there's a bit where we meet her brother who is so fucking great in my opinion. I love
him. He's one of my favorite characters.
He's this massive like fucking weeb, right?
Yeah, he's a huge otaku.
He's huge. He's got really long hair. He's just like, and then there's the
greasy and gross.
And he's like really eloquent when he talks. There's the bit where like one of the girls goes like, are you guys sure you guys are related? Are you adopted or something? And he goes like, oh, people always say we don't look alike. He's like, but wait till you see my beautiful blue eyes. And he takes off his glasses. He's got these really gorgeous blue eyes.
And the other character is like, oh my God, he's so hot if it weren't for the rest of his body.
Yeah. And so she starts following him online, which is like, they're like instant messenger or whatever.
Yeah.
And for his profile pic, it's just the circle around his beautiful blue eyes. Right. And he's like writing stuff to her. And she's like, oh my God, I love him. Like he's perfect.
So like, he's just such a weird piece of shit.
He's one of my favorite characters.
So funny.
I also really liked anything with the student body president. I thought she was a kick.
She was
a hoot.
She was pretty intense.
There's also that weird character who might be a boy who's dressed up like a girl. It's never really clear.
No, that was fun too.
That was such a funny episode.
It's just, normally if we were talking about something like if we were talking about My Ordinary Life, Nichijou, this would be different where all the characters, like, they feel like these fleshed out characters and stuff. But this one's just like, they feel like these fucking wacky ass, hardly even exists ass characters that are there for like 20 seconds.
But they're great. And honestly,
absolutely.
I had a really good time with the show. I wouldn't say it was like my favorite show this season. And I wouldn't say it's my favorite slice of life or my favorite comedy this year. I still like Hinamatsuri more. I had a
fun time watching it. But Hinamatsuri was so good.
I really enjoyed it. I think one of my favorite bits will still, in this entire season, will be the bit where they're doing the makeup and they pop her with like a puffer in her face and she's like super stoked and it looks like she got beat the fuck up.
Yeah, they were like, because they don't know how to do makeup and stuff. Oh man, that was fucking good.
I don't know, man. Is there any bits that you really liked, or do you just want to keep going?
No, I liked a lot of the parts where it was about Olivia, and it was about her like smelling terrible, but she doesn't realize it. She has no fucking idea, and they don't know how to tactfully bring that up. But it just keeps recurring where there's like, fucking Olivia smells so fucking bad.
What's funny is that she's like, oh, she smells spicy, and it's just like, it's okay, it's a cultural thing or whatever. Like she's just like, all Americans or European people just smell bad or whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay.
I also like that she's like, they're just like at one point they're hugging her. It's like, it's okay, like we've accepted you for the way you smell.
We're used to it now.
Yeah, we love you. No, it's the three characters are really different, and they have like all these different like backgrounds that we see some of and see less of them.
Right. Like Olivia, I don't really know what her thing is, but clearly she lives in like a weird household where it's just like she's got this weird otaku brother who doesn't know how to take care of himself, and she clearly doesn't know how to take care of herself either. Like she decided she didn't want her bangs, like they were getting too long, so she completely fucking ruins her hair.
Episode, she's like, I'll cut it, and she just fucks it. And the solution to one girl brings like, how about you grab the hair in your back, the back of your head, you bring it forward, and you just cut it there, and like even it out. It's so bad.
It was terrible. It was fucking great. So Olivia's whole thing fucking cracks me up pretty much no matter what it is. And then we got, I don't remember her name, but the rich girl who has the butler and
skinny
stuff.
One with really long hair. She's got a butler. She comes from a very wealthy family. She is like really athletic, you know, but all she wants to do is be popular. But she's just kind of a loser, and
she fucking sucks.
She's also super smart though. Like she's like good at English compared to everybody else. You know? And what I really like about her too is she's always just like, oh, she always just melts. Like, oh, I just want to be popular. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, but it's not like she feels like she just like wants to be popular. She's like a real big dork that wishes she was popular. So instead of not like a nerd, but like a fucking dork. Like she doesn't know how to talk normally because she's just like, dude, I'm fucking stoked about this really weird shit for some reason. They're like, no, that shit's like super weird and you'll never be popular. And she's like, it's all the fucking rage in France though, let me tell you. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing with your weird ass outfit?
There's an episode where she just has this weird outfit. She goes to for coffee, and it's like, what are you wearing? Or like a better one is like they go out shopping, and she calls like the other glasses girl, and she's like, hey, like, you said that this shit looked cute. I'm looking at it now. This shit looks ugly as fuck. What the fuck were you talking? And she has this moment where she gets really serious, and she's
so
like,
intense.
Like, what were you doing? Why would you say that to me? Why would it's and it's like, oh my, like she has like this murderous intent.
Oh, I love her.
And she's also very like self-conscious about her body, and like because other characters are like more figured or whatever. Yeah. But she's very blunt. Like Olivia says, like she's like, my mom's shaped like an hourglass, so I will also be shaped like an hourglass. And she goes like, yeah, but your people don't hold up too well. It's like, oh,
she's fucking brutal. The last one is kind of the character that bounces off these like crazy two people, and she's more calm and collected and grounded, but she's also a lot of fun.
Yeah, she's not without her faults. Like she's afraid of men. That's why she goes in all girls school. She also
writes boy love,
right? She's supposed to be really smart or whatever, but she's shit at English.
She kind of sucks. Yeah.
She also she has an older sister who's taught her a lot, and also has kind of scorned her. So she like hates games because like every game is just like a way. It reminds her of her sister like beating her at stuff or taking advantage of her.
That being said, they play a lot of games.
A lot of dumb games. Yeah. Man, it's honestly a really good show.
It's super wacky, a lot of fun. Give a couple episodes before you decide if you like it or not. Because honestly, the first episode, I was like, I don't think I really like it. And none of the jokes in the first episode were that great. Like you mentioned the English joke that Olivia can't speak English. That was pretty much the only thing in the first episode that I remember being that funny.
I remember the fucking principal tasting the water when after he's told that it's pee. He's just like, it tastes like normal water. And like what a weird thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And at that point in the show, I was like, I don't know, this show's fucking weird, but it's not like funny enough yet. And it's just because we didn't know the characters or the world enough.
Once it got fleshed out.
Yeah, I felt like that is a third episode joke. Fucking great.
No, I think one of my favorite episodes will also be the episode where they start playing this weird like online game and they're dressed up as cute candy.
It was great. It was called like Candy Hell or something like that.
So they picked
like
their
fairy tale hell.
Yeah, so they picked their emojis or whatever, and like it was like, oh, I'll be the bunny, I'll be the cat, or whatever. Like, oh, pick your item. And it's like, I'll pick the lollipop. It's like, why is it shaped like this? Like, just pick it or whatever. And it's like a fucking,
it's a shooter.
It's an online shooter, and they're just fucking getting obliterated. What a good bit, man.
It was fun.
I like the show. I think it's a great show.
It's a charming show. It's a lot of fun. And you guys should check it out.
Okay. And then, I don't know if you noticed, the very last episode, it's like the last bit is that they're playing this game where they're drawing stuff.
Yeah.
And like,
oh, I like that too.
They're drawing things and like, okay, now it's your turn to draw something to fight the thing I drew. And like her butler's there and he's drawing like these weird, ugly monsters. He goes like, this is one of the strongest monsters.
Yeah. Because what they would do is they would be like, all right, I drew a magician and like now it's going to shoot this fireball at you. And it's like, well, then I reflect it back.
Because I drew this big ass mirror thing or whatever. Yeah.
And then it goes in and the butler adds on and he draws that little fucking creature. And they're like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, it's the most powerful creature. And he enhances fireball magic to go through shields. Yeah. Like everything is just like, it's the most powerful creature that does this specific thing that beats that thing.
It's just an uglier version of the last thing.
Always the same.
In the very last, the outro, they're playing the metal thing and they have those ugly creatures on their head.
It's so great.
What a great show. I like it so much.
Fun time. So we're going to talk about a show that you didn't watch all of for some reason, even though you were hyped about the show before it even came out. Cells at Work.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what happened was I watched the first two and loved it. Who's it by?
Fucking, that's what's weird is I somehow deleted it. I want to say it's by like David Productions.
That is not right. No way, it's David Productions.
Yeah, it fucking is. Cells at Work, and then spoiler alert for anybody that doesn't know how I do this. I just go to my anime list since they give me all that good. Y'all know how it is. Sorry, it's not David Productions. It's David Production.
Wow, you lied to us.
I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry, listeners. It's David Production who makes the feature film Cells at Work.
Okay, so this is a slice of life about the human body. It's like anime version of Osmosis Jones for anybody who's seen Osmosis Jones, right?
Yep.
I remember really liking the first two episodes. I really liked the white blood cells because they were super fucking
hot.
They were killing machines. It was so fun. And then the red blood cells were cool. It was all about the platelets though. The platelets were the best.
Yeah, they're just these little fucking girls and guys, and they're so adorable. They're so fucking cute.
And then I don't know what happened. I think it just because it's a slice of life and because there's no real stakes or story, I feel like it just kind of fell to the wayside. It's something I would like to watch later because I heard there's a few good episodes.
There's some really good ones.
Like really good ones that like explain stuff. Like like the one about cancer I heard is really, really good.
Yeah, there's that's a two-parter. So essentially the way that the show works is it'll have a small issue, like it'll have a sneeze or it'll have somebody just like got a cut on their arm or something. So there's like some bacteria getting in that has to be dealt with, or there's a virus infection or there's cancer, things like that. And we have the red blood cell whose job is to deliver oxygen and like sandwiches, nutrients to other cells just all throughout the human body. And she's kind of a ditz, so she has like somebody that's training her, and then later she starts training somebody once she's like kind of learned the ropes. And the whole time she has this white blood cell that's following after her because they intersected paths a few times, and he wound up being like, oh man, I really like who she is, and like I'm just gonna protect her, and I'll always watch out for her. Essentially, it. So in all these bad situations that come up, which happen nonstop, because I mean, one part about the human body is like we're resilient as fuck, but I've got tons of scratches on me because of my cat. I cough a few times every day. I sneeze, So
there's always shit going on in there that you don't see.
Yeah, just all these little functions and whatnot that are like, oh man, bad stuff's happening, time to protect whatever's going on. So we get to see all those little minor type things and the bigger ones. And in that, it's just red blood cells have to they all getting pushed over here. There's like a crazy hole in the ceiling and everything's getting sucked away, and then there are all these bacteria that are coming in and trying to kill stuff, or it goes into the background of it of before they're actually red blood cells, they're stored inside the bones and they turn into red blood cells later on, and it tells that whole process. But it does it in a fun way where it's like, oh man, the red blood cells are being trained to be red blood cells right now, and the white blood cells are being trained to be white blood cells, and it's going over that and like the specialties that each of them have in different ways, and how there are white blood cells and there are like killer T cells, and they're also just bigger and bigger, like we attack bad things in the body type things. And they're these characters that are like, they're very motherly. They look like 1800s housewife with like a little bonnet and stuff. And then they also have giant battle axes and they murder the fuck out of things. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that everyone's okay. Like, everything's fine. I'm just your mom. And I'm also a giant murderous motherfucker. But don't worry about that, you know? And it's just fun. There are a lot of fun, like, graphic, violent scenes that all the characters are like, oh no, this crazy thing's happening. Oh, thank God you're here. Like, you totally saved the day. Super dope. And then there are a lot of like funny little comedic bits. Not a whole lot's going on. A lot of cute things. Teaches you about all these different cells and what they do in the body, and all the different like parts of the body and the way that our vascular system works and what each part of our body functions as.
It's like very educational.
Yeah, so it goes through all of that, but it does it in a really, really fun, accessible way. And then the last part is the main, I was going to say the main character, but the body or whatever.
The host or whatever, yeah. The host body.
Yeah, it's hemorrhaging out. Like, it's fucking bad news bears, you know? And then they get a blood transfusion. So, like,
they get new blood coming in.
New blood comes in, and it's wearing, like, they have very similar clothing, but they're, like, a little bit different.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's great. And they're like, oh, hey, we just got here. Like, what's up? What's going on? This place is great. Yeah. Like, let's do this. As, like, all the other blood cells are just like, oh, my God, it's freezing, and it's dying, and everything's terrible around here. Then all these new ones come, and they're like, we'll help you guys out. Like, let's do this. And it was just, like, really fun to see that happen, too. Just all these little parts. They had some really great characters throughout it. It was just a joy to watch. That being said, it was not the easy, like, you dropped it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it didn't have anything that was like, I need to see the next episode.
Yeah.
Other than the cancer episode where it's like, where the fuck does this go? Or the last two episodes where it's like, oh, fuck, like, everything's dying.
Well, something that I had an issue with, I feel like, is because, you know, a lot of it was educational. They teach you stuff. And it's not like I'm against that. It just, the thing is, it went by really quick. And there'd be times that, like, stuff would just, like, come up on the screen because it was still subbed. I don't know if they had it dubbed or anything. But it was kind of hard to follow. So like, oh, yeah, that's, you know, because I remember taking anatomy in high school, not being very good at it. But there's like, this is what this thing does. And this is what it does, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool. And I want to follow along. But because it's so fast, I was like, damn, I can't keep up. Even though it's like a full length thing. It's like 23 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't fuck around. They're on the go. They're here to do their fucking job. And it's great. It's super fun, funny, cute, adorable, fucking violent. It has everything.
Yeah, it really does.
And I would like to watch it in the future because it looks really enjoyable. But I do want to see that specific cancer episode. But the thing that I wanted to ask, because, you know, you were saying in the news that they did the thing where, like, you can use it as an open source to, like, educate people. Do you, like, how accurate was it? Like,
incredibly. They did a really good job with everything, and I thought that they did a good job at adapting it to be an anime versus, like, this is just educational. It's like, I mean, here are the real facts, but also, like,
here's a funny bit.
It's ridiculous. They go over the different cells that do each different function, and instead of just being like, this is the one thing that they do all the time, it does say that that's all that they do, and then it's like, but they're having a picnic right now, or like they're hanging out drinking tea in the treehouse, or whatever it is. Like, there's other shit that goes on that's not real, which is good. It's important.
It's a really cool looking show, and I hope to watch it someday.
Yeah. Like, you're not going to see a red blood cell getting lost all the time. You know, that's not going to happen.
And I'm not going to see cute little platelets just fucking doing platelet stuff.
Good shit. Hey, man, I need you to tell me about a show called Happy Sugar Life, made by Ezòla, and they haven't made anything else.
This was a chore, man. This was a weird thing.
I gave up. I was really interested, and then I was like, can't do it.
So this was on Amazon Prime, and me and Sierra started watching it, and Sierra likes characters who are, like, psychotic. Like,
dude, I feel you.
Like the character from Future Diaries. Yeah, she's super huge fan of her, you know. And it's fun, it's great. So our main character is a pink-haired crazy bitch. She's like, cool, let's check this out. And we just kind of got stuck into watching it. And there's parts of it that I enjoy, and there's parts of it that I don't know how to feel about it. But essentially, the story boils down to our main character has, who's a teenager, has somehow acquired a little girl. And, like, I mean little, like, she's probably older than, like, kindergarten, but younger than, like,
let's say, like,
second
8
grade.
years old.
Yeah, maybe 7 or 8. She's really young. And she kind of, like, she's fallen in love with her. And she's, like, used the word love specifically. And, like, they share vows and
like in a creepy way.
Yeah, in a very creepy way, not in a sexual way, which is I'm glad the show never got to that point. But it for sure was this like I love you, and like they do kiss a couple times, which is like did feel kind of uncomfortable. And I was like, ooh, this is kind of weird. I wonder what this is. And the first episode ends with like us seeing like the inside of a room, and there's like a bunch of bags and they're bloody. Like, holy fuck, something went down. So like, it was interesting. There was
you needed to see what went down, right?
Yeah, there was for sure some mystery or
something sinister,
some allure to like. I wonder what the deal is. I wonder how we got to where we are today. The first episode also starts off with the two main characters at the top of a roof that's on fire.
Yeah,
and it looks like they're about to jump. So from that context, I was like, well, I kind of know how this show's going to end, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, well, now I'm invested. I want to see how it ends. There's a bunch of super fucked up shit. Our main character, again, has this weird relationship with her. There's somebody around town that's also, like, leaving around, like, looking, like, wanted, lost
also
posters.
Looking for this little girl, which is weird.
Some stuff that, like, happens that I thought was super weird is that, like, everybody that comes across the little girl seems to fall in love with her.
Yeah, so I was like, there was some weird magic shit going on?
Yeah, is she like some sort of, like, succubus or something?
Yeah.
Or, like,
I mean, that's all that I can imagine. Just, like, some weird, demonic, fucked up shit.
Everybody in this world was just super... I mean, everybody that was, like, a main character was just super twisted and fucked. Like, our main character had this really odd idea of what love was or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was only taught to her because her aunt was a super fucked up person.
Yeah.
Not fucked up to her, but I think she was like... I think what her job was, I think she was like a sex worker, and she'd let people beat her.
Yeah.
And she like kind of instilled this idea that love is this is also love or whatever, like being hurt is love or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that fucked with her a lot. The boy that we meet in like the first or second episode, he gets sexually like
he gets assaulted by his manager.
And like locked in a closet.
Yeah.
Super fucked up. Right. And then he gets super fucked up because about it. He feels sullied and dirty or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And so when he sees this little girl, for some reason he has this idea that, she can cleanse
so pure
him. She can remove she's everything. An angel or whatever. And it also got really uncomfortable because he was all drooly and it was like, ugh. So there's just like and there's also like a, this teacher that, is the teacher of our main character, and he doesn't say that he doesn't tell anybody he's married. Everybody assumes he's single. Yeah. But he's also like into like students or whatever, and he has a wife and a daughter, and he's all just super fucked. And when when he finally butts heads with our main character, like he can sense the craziness in her, and he's just like, holy fuck, this bitch is nuts, and that gets him going. Like he's super excited about it. It boils down to finding out that, our main character has acquired a different, an apartment because she killed the person that used to be the owner of the apartment. Because for a long time, I'm like, how does she live in this apartment and no one noticed or whatever? And what it is, like, she kind of got sanctuary with this guy who was an artist. He would draw her, and he's like, you can have sex with me or whatever. Like, this was her solution. It's like, we can have sex. And he's just like, no, I don't want any of that. And the way they showed it was first person. So, like, we were the artist. It felt kind of really weird.
That's pretty weird.
He's like, no, I don't want that. It's like, I just want to draw you, and the reason the character would draw him was because he likes seeing her not being empty, essentially, like having like missing something. So he's like, oh, you're such a great muse or whatever. Yeah. So he would draw her, and then what happened was the girl acquires this little girl and brings her to his apartment. It's like, we need to keep her warm and see. And then he sees like her eyes have changed, and she now has something that she loves. Yeah. And this really fucking pisses him off. So he's gonna kill the little girl. And so then the main character kills him instead. And then it's like, boom, that's who was in the body bag or whatever. Also, she kills, it's not clear if she kills him, but she for sure maims and gouges the eyes out of two street toughs. And then she also murders one of her friends when she like takes a picture of her and the little girl, and she kills him with a box cutter. Anyways, it ends with, the fire thing happening. The brother's there to save him, and the little girl's like, no, I'm in love with her. It's kind of weird because the little girl also has issues, but, it's never really clear she knows what's going on. Yeah. But the very last episode, she's like, no. It's like, I don't want to go with you. I don't want to go back to mom. She abandoned us or me. I just want to be with her because I love her, and I'm going to do shit for me. I was like, holy shit, this girl's like 7 years old, and she understands how fuck things are, and she's cool with it or whatever. Anyways, they jump off the roof because they're going to kill themselves because, their plans to leave the country and just live in a castle isn't going to work out. And I was like, fuck, that's how it ends. And then we see like some like credits rolled. There's a little bit of epilogue. And it turns out like we see at the last second, like a TV screen talking about like two dead bodies. And like we see like the teacher going to jail. And I think the perverted boy, he gets sexually assaulted again. by the aunt of the main character, who she goes to jail because she started the fire, and he just is in his room, just kind of like just on the floor, just broken, which is super fucked. And and then we see like a shot of them falling, and she kind of tucks her in at the last second. And so then we go to a hospital room, and the main character, like the little girl, is in the hospital room, and she survived the fall, but the other character died. And the brother's like, "Hey, I'm here to take you home." And she's like, she looks at him, and like he can see the reflection of the girl like in his eyes, and she's like, "No, it's cool. I'm whole. I'm together, and I'll always have her inside of me." And so she's super fucked in the head, and it's like, wow, what a fucked show.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it was really fucked up.
I'm intrigued, but not enough to watch it.
No, I could. And another thing too, it was interesting, and I'm glad it never really crossed that line of like doing things that were too taboo.
No, I mean it didn't need to. No, but I wanted to know more about. It just felt like something that, like it felt fake. No, so it needed to feel like supernatural in order for it to make sense.
It felt very forced, is what it felt like for me. Like it felt like, hey, let's just make everything fucked, and like as fucked as possible, as much as we can.
Like I could totally believe that if there was a demon behind it, because demons are all about just making the most fucked up shit happen.
Doesn't look like that's what it was. It just looks like it was just a collection of all the most fucked people in Japan in one show. The thing I really don't like about it too is it looked really ugly. Like that was
I don't know if I would say it looked ugly, but it looked stylistically like very, very different and not in a clean way.
I thought it looked like really shitty. I thought it looked like the how to draw manga, like, or whatever, how to draw anime books that you see at like fucking.
In a way, but it also felt like oddly faded, but not all the time. And they did have some cool like cutout animation stuff.
Yeah, those were cool. They're for sure times where the animation got interesting.
That's why I'm like, I felt like they had the potential, but it just never got there.
I don't know, man. I mean, I watched all of it. I could honestly say I don't think I'd recommend it to anybody. I mean, I watched it. It was fine. I don't think. I had to talk to Sarah about it. Maybe she did. Yeah. Maybe she liked it more than I did. I thought it was just kind of meh. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of how I felt watching it. Like, I want to see where else this is going, but I don't care. So, fuck it. Cool. So, next up, Fooly Cooly Alternative, made by Production IG, who has done stuff like Bunny Drop and Haikyuu. Made by Nut, who did the Saga of Tanya the Evil. And made by Revoroot, who made Babylon. So, cool. Those of you that don't know what Fooly Cooly is, essentially it's about this chick who comes from outer space and finds some teenager with a lot of emotions, and she uses that teenager as like a beacon for some weird space shit in order to stop the king of the space pirates that she is in love with.
Obviously.
Duh. But really, it's just a coming of age show, and each season that they've had so far has been different in a lot of ways. So in the first season, it was about this boy who he had just a lot of feelings about his brother's girlfriend that he wound up dating, and there's a whole fucked up family relationship thing going on too with like between him and his dad and this girl from space, and just a bunch of weird stuff going on.
It's really good though.
Yeah, it was a really cool, unique, stylized, very amazing music. It was a good story, a really good coming of age story. So then we got the next season, which was Fooly Cooly Progressive, which had two chicks from space that were both in love with him in different ways. The space pirate guy, the main character, instead of being a boy, was a girl, and she was really apathetic, and essentially just her emotion comes from pretending like she doesn't care as much as she does about certain things, and kind of like slowly coming to realize who she is in certain ways. That's essentially what Progressive was. Did you finish? You finished Progressive?
No,
right?
I think I'm an episode behind, but I mean, doesn't matter.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll finish it someday.
Yeah,
I'll finish Alternative also someday.
Yeah, whatever. And I don't know, it was a little bit different. Didn't really care too much about it. Like, there were some episodes that I was like, oh, this is fucking cool. The end of it was way better than the beginning. And the beginning had some wicked visuals. Overall, the music was great. But this season, Alternative, I loved it. I fucking loved it. This is a show that I would easily rewatch. And it was airing on Toonami, and that's the only way that we could watch it. So I went ahead and bought it on Amazon Prime, so I had to wait for the episodes to come out that way. But because it was airing on Toonami, it's all dubbed. So that's one of the things that, like, we were watching Violet Evergarden earlier, and there were parts of it where I was like, I don't know, the lip syncing just isn't right. It doesn't feel like they're all the way. And with Fooly Cooly Alternative, holy shit, it feels like it was made for English. I legitimately forgot that it was in another language before it was in English. Every part of it feels right, and it's so fast paced. They just do a great job with it. So overall, this story is about this girl who has a group of friends. It's 4 friends, or 3 friends and her, so 4 friends total. And she doesn't know what she wants to do with her life. Some of her friends know what they want to do. Others kind of have their paths set for them. And she's just trying to help out as much as possible. And she just wants to be the helpful friend and just be super nice. And I don't want to spoil too much about the show because it's 6 episodes long. So just go ahead and watch it. But it was really cool seeing this instead of being like, oh man, there's a sexual drive. Like, you're a teenager. All teens have this like extra pent up energy and emotion. And a lot of it is from that sex drive. But this is a little bit more like, you know what? No, I don't even know what I want to be. Like, I'm about to go off to college. I don't even know if I want to go to college. I don't know what I want to do with my life. All my friends have a purpose. Like, they know what they want to do. I've got my model friend, and she can do whatever the fuck she wants. And then I have my other friend who, she's an amazing clothes designer, and she's great at that. And then I have another friend whose family is just rich, and she has all this opportunity to go and do whatever the fuck she wants. And she gets to, and she's my best friend that I've known forever. And then it tells like a little bit of background on all of that. Meanwhile, there's a lot more in the foreground stuff going on with Haruko as just the character that's always around in some way or another. She's affecting them. And she comes there and finds this girl with all this emotion. And and it's not... normally the drive is like, oh man, you feel all that like pent up rage and all that fucking testosterone young boy, because there was a boy in the second season as well. But this one's just, it's all girls, and it's fucking great. The music's even better. The outro is my favorite outro in all seasons of Fooly Cooly, which is dope. And I felt like they did such a fantastic job with this. It didn't have as big of a culmination of like, oh man, this is a kick-ass fight scene. But it did have a really, really great ending that I thought they did a good job. Instead of it being a fight scene, it was just like really cool powers.
Nice. Would you,
kind of thing.
Because it's only 6 episodes, would you have liked it to be longer, or you think it's fine the way it is?
I love it the way that it is. I would have had a great time with more of it.
Yeah, you think if it was like a full 12 episode standard season, you would have been like, yeah, that's the thing, that's the ticket.
It's really hard to say.
Because I know you liked it so much, but you know, there's always that question of like, does more mean better or whatever?
I think that it could have been. It's just that they had enough story to tell within this small period. They could, of course, like written more stuff in. I don't think that it would have made anything worse, because they have great characters, amazing dialogue and music and animation. Really, they would have just had a little bit more story and background. They would have been able to flesh out just certain parts of it a little bit more. There's a whole thing with it becomes very apparent pretty quickly that the whole world is gonna get destroyed. So that's not good. Well, a lot of people are going to Mars. So there's that. And they all get on their ships and they are flying off to Mars. And then the characters are like, man, I wonder what life would be like on Mars. I bet it's pretty fucking cool. I bet they're going to have a blast up there, actually. That's going to be dope for them. Yeah. And cool. That's pretty much it. There just lots of small characters, lots of really good stuff. I loved this. It kind of felt like a place further in the universe if it were...
in like space.
I mean, no. If it were a lot more bombastic and supernatural, kind of sci-fi, it felt similar to that, in that like group of friends, they're all connected to each other and like they have these great dynamics between each other. I fucking loved it. After watching the first episode, I was like, yes, this is all that I want right now.
Dope.
So, yeah, I'm pretty into it. I recommend it to everybody. You don't need to see the other two in order to watch this. It kind of helps in some ways, just because Haruko is a fucked up nut character that hardly exists. You know, she's just around sometimes and she does weird shit and it doesn't make sense. But if you've seen the original Fooly Cooly, you have a little bit more explanation behind that. And if you see the, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Each time that you would take your headphones off, you could hear me through your headphones on your mic because I have it turned up so much because you can't decide if you want to whisper or yell. Yeah.
It's your fault.
So it would come through and I sound like I'm talking through a tin can.
It's your fault. Keep going.
I fucking hate when
What was
you
I
say
going to say?
stupid shit.
No, this is for sure a show that I want to add to my queue.
You should, absolutely, yeah.
But like you said, you said it was like on Prime for a bit. So,
yeah.
But I mean, I do have... I'll check if it's on demand. If not, I'll just have to figure it out.
Check it out. See if it's on Toonami. I loved the show. The first episode definitely hooked me. And I think that the visuals were a lot better. They have a horn thing going on in the previous 2 seasons where the main character will grow a little horn and then it turns out to be like a giant robot type thing.
We got a horn?
What?
Do we got a horn in this season?
I don't remember. I don't think so. This one's a lot different.
Was it really fooly cool if there wasn't a horn?
Instead, it pops out like a little flower out of her head. And
that's pretty cool.
Gets pulled out into like a big ass robot, which I thought was super tight. And she also, instead of having the power just to like pull things out of her body, which has essentially been the last 2 seasons, in this one, there's a giant fucking robot that's about to destroy everything. She sucks it in.
Ooh.
Which was like, oh shit. This girl has new power. Like,
I don't know if you mentioned this, but I mean, it's the same studio that did the other 2, right? Like
the Production IG did both of them. I'm pretty sure.
And the Pillows did the music for all of these, right?
Yeah, the Pillows did some amazing music, and I've been jamming to them on Spotify like nonstop, dude.
That's so what's up.
Fucking good. Oh, the outro song's just. Yeah, that's really cool. Alternative. Please watch it. It's great. Speaking of things that are great, Banana Fish made my
Banana Fish.
They've done things like Yuri on Ice, Kids on the Slope, and Inuyashiki.
Banana Fish.
Banana Fish.
Whenever they say, because, you know, Banana Fish is something in English. Whenever they say it because it's still subbed. Whenever they say it, they just goes, you know, they're speaking Japanese, and they goes, Banana Fish. And so then me and Sirius repeat, Banana Fish. Banana Fish. Banana Fish is really dope, man. It's, I mean, from the very beginning, like the very first episode, it had this kick-ass intro. And I was like, this show is going to fucking rock.
Right? And of course, it has animation to back that up,
for
too.
Sure. No, it's got gorgeous animation. So it's a story about, in the United States, right? And it follows the leader.
Takes place in New York.
Yeah, leader of a street gang named something Lynx. I don't remember his fucking name. Ash Lynx. Nice. Like the most, for sure. His name's Ash Lynx, and he's like the leader of a gang in New York. And there's this big mystery about something called banana fish going around, and there's this crazy drug that's killing people. And it turns out that the drug is, you know, eventually you find out it's called banana fish or whatever.
This is, just to stop you for a second, this is a really detailed, confusing show to explain. For sure. Because there's so much going on, and it's constantly changing. Oh, yeah. So I feel like we would sit here for like 2 hours just kind of explaining what goes on.
So here we go. We're going to sit here for 2 hours. No, but anyways, like the gist of it is like they're trying to solve what this banana fish thing is, and later we found out it's the drug. And like you said, there's so many there's so many characters that get added into this thing.
A lot of
because
characters.
It's not just it's not a very like the scope of the world isn't this tiny thing. It's massive. You know, there's the different gangs from different ethnicities and races. You know?
And it doesn't introduce us to each character in each gang, but we get to know like a couple from each gang and all these different parts and moving pieces in this giant
world
underbelly. Yeah,
it's like it's like the like in Game of Thrones of anime. Just like cool. Now let's go see the fucking Baratheons. Let's go see the fucking Russians and the Chinese.
That being said, I did not have a hard time keeping track of all the characters and stuff.
I think they did a really good job with character design wise. Because you'd look at somebody like I can pretty much guess what group they're a part of, or whatever.
Well, the first time that you had watched Game of Thrones, for example, the first season of a Game of Thrones, I don't know if I remembered the characters' names until the next season.
No,
I had so much trouble. I was just like, all right, Khaleesi, got that one. And Khal Drogo, got that one.
Boom, that's Ned. That's the homie.
That's Ned. Good luck with the rest of them. That's fucking it. And they're like, oh, Tyrion. Oh, wait, was his name Tyrion? I don't know. And they're like, Tywin and Arbiter.
But one of the main things about Banana Fish is, we get introduced this new character who is from Japan. He's a Japanese student, and he's coming there with his professor, right?
Something like that.
Who is a journalist, and he's just kind of there as assistant, and he gets kind of caught up in this world that Ash is a part of, right? Just by coincidence. And now it's kind of at the point, like we're at the show where like he's invested in this, in Ash's life, in Ash's world. Like he's become a part of it, and he wants to help him however he can.
And he like loves him.
Yeah, he loves him for sure. And like we were talking about this, it was like, I'm like, those guys are gay. Like they're for sure gay. And like not saying that's a bad thing, but they're for sure gay for each other. Like they for sure love each other.
And they like live together for a minute, and they would sleep in beds like in the same room.
They talk to each other like like they care about each other. Yeah. And Ash is a very hard stoic person.
Yeah.
And this other character is very good at like getting
to break him down.
Getting him to open up and talk to him and explain to him like how he feels about things, things that Ash doesn't really share with other people.
Right.
People just know him as this really scary street tough,
Yeah.
and he's just like, no, you're more than that. Like, you're this really good person or whatever.
Right. And there's like a part too where Ash gets back from doing a bunch of fucked up things and he's exhausted and he's been doing stuff nonstop. And then he gets back and he's like, wake me up at 3 or something like that.
I think he said, wake me up in 2 hours. Like, he said,
whatever
he gave himself like a time limit, and then the time
really
limit
specific.
The time limit is reached, and no one does a thing.
Yeah, they're just fucking terrified. And then our boy, I don't remember his name.
I could look it up.
Just like, yeah. So anyways, the journalist kid, he's just like, hey, okay, it's time to wake up Ash. Like, I'll do it. And they're like, hold on, man. You don't want to do that. He does not actually want to be woken up. He'll be fucking pissed and he might kill you. He just goes over and he's like, whatever. Hey, Ash, wake up. Wake up, bud. And then he's just like not waking up. So he like slaps him awake or something. And Ash gets up super fucking mad. He's like, hey, dude, it's been 2 hours. And she's like, give me more time. I was like, no, man, you said 2 hours. Like, wake up. And he's like, fine. Instead of killing him, he's just kind of upset. AG.
Yeah.
Just passing some phones. I thought his name might be Ichi or something, and I was like, it's not right. AG.
Yeah, but it's funny because like I was talking to you about this, and you said, well, yeah, the guys that made this also made,
Yuri on Ice.
Yuri on Ice. I'm like, oh fuck, they've cornered the gay market.
They totally they've made the best gay relationships that I've seen since Liz and the Bluebird.
Yeah, for sure, they killed it. Like, I really like Yuri on Ice, and for a hot minute, I was just like, oh, it's just fucking, it's that, that teacher and pupil kind of relationship. And then as the show progresses, like, oh no, they care about each other. Like, they're for sure like digging each other.
Yeah.
And then I was just like,
oh shit, wait, they're engaged?
And I was just like, wait, hold on. Like, I was like, they're ice skaters. It's okay if they're gay. There's nothing wrong with them being gay, So as this show progresses,
in fact, they have to be gay.
The best ice skaters are gay.
Yeah.
And so like when this show was going on, I was picking up vibes or whatever. And then I was just like, oh, they're gay. That's awesome.
Sure.
Good
they're
for them.
Totally gay.
Good for them being gay or whatever.
Yeah.
And it doesn't lessen the thing. It doesn't add, doesn't make it worse or better. I really like it. One thing this is the one issue I have with Banana Fish, and I keep telling you about it. So there's people in this show who are just like bad guys, like mobsters or like the Lord. I mean, they're like in charge of syndicates or gangsters or whatever.
Yeah, they're big bads.
Big bads. And for some reason, every big bad in this world is just like, I'm so big and bad. I got all the monies. I got all the bitches. I got all the cars and everything. And for some reason, they're all cool with fucking kids. I mean, not kids, like fucking boys. Like, they're like, for a while, Ash was like a sex pet for one of them. Like, that's what he was used for. Like, they kind of shipped him around or whatever. And, it's still like one of the Chinese character boys. He's like, he's a very handsome young man. And they're like, yeah, you can fuck him if you want. We don't care or whatever. It's just, so it was like, wow, why is it that in this world, for some reason, all the criminals, when they get to that point of like super criminal status, it's like, you know what I can do now? Now I'm just going to fuck all the boys because that's how evil I am.
Why not, man? You trying to tell me that if you were in a position of power, you wouldn't just fuck every boy that you see?
Oh, I feel like we already had this conversation.
Yeah, we totally did.
That's right.
And we found out that your breaking point is $2.
$2.
Yeah.
Well,
$2 and you would just fuck any boy.
The thing is, I've never had money, so I don't know how much money I need to have to be corrupt.
As an assistant manager on this property, I'm not quite there, but if I was the manager, I would fuck so many boys.
You'd be just so evil. You're just like, I'm so evil and no one can stop me, and now it's time to fuck boys.
I'd be rolling in boys.
It's just like this weird power trip, essentially, in this world where it's just like, that's the thing. I have so much money and so much power, I can just fuck whoever I want.
Yeah.
It's a little weird, right? You gotta admit, it's a little strange.
Well, I don't know if they were going that way because they're like, you know what, that like it shows really how evil they are. But if we made it like they're just fucking girls, then it would be like, I mean, yeah,
you fuck girls.
Like, I don't know, because it must be some kind of like a Japanese view on it, right?
Maybe
I think that they had to do some kind of weird censorship or something like that to make it. I don't know.
Well, when they introduced one of the first, like the bad guys, like he's like the right hand man of that dude, like and he brings up he brings up several times like Ash. He's like, "Ha, Ash, I fucked you," or whatever, and it feels like this really skeevy power trip, like this thing where like you were a child, I was a grown ass man, and I'm attracted to boys, and so I fucked you, and it's just like it feels like a point of where it should be shame towards Ash, to shame him, to make him feel like I took that away from you, right? But then it's, and I was like, oh, in my head, I was like, wow, what a horrible character. Like, that's like what a really good trait to add to like, to make this guy really just vile, sinister, and very like, disgusting. And like, wow, you really hate him for what he's done. He's this big, fat, ugly blob. And, when he dies, I was like, yeah, fuck that guy, But then, you see like, oh, it's not just him. It's like everybody in this world is doing this. Yeah. And then, Ash is gay and, it's just like, oh, okay. So like, because Ash will also use his body to get other things that he wants. Yeah. So he's like, used to, having sex with men. So it's just like, it's really confusing. I don't know if people in Japan are just like, yeah, I guess all Americans, when they become big fucking uppity up, just start fucking dudes.
Like I said, man, if I was the manager here, I would be fucking all kinds of boys.
You have to be careful what you say. This is like this show actually hasn't ended yet. It's 2 core, right? So
it's going to continue on.
But we did want to talk about it just because we both really like it.
Yeah, it's a great new show, and if you're going to get into it at this point, it's easier than getting into it after it's already aired 26 episodes or whatever.
They've added several characters and people that I've cared about and people who've passed away who I've cared about, and there's this gorgeous animation. There's still this beautiful shot in like the second or third or fourth episode where he pole vaults over this like big old wall, and I was like, wow, it's one of the coolest things I've seen ever.
It looks wicked. Honestly, with this show, they're not afraid to kill off characters, and I respect them for that.
Absolutely.
And on top of it, they have a really good story. So
yeah, killing it.
Just check it out. It's great animation. It's an interesting, unique, new show.
For sure. Probably I think we were talking about this, like, probably the best new animation of this season. Like, hands down.
Yeah, I would say out of everything that we watched, like, I mean, My Hero takes the cake every fucking time. It
always wins. It's always going to win best animation.
Which just kind of sucks. But that being said, this is incredible. Like, I also had a great time with the next show that we're talking about, which we're going to get into right now, Attack on Titan. Which studio made Attack on Titan? They also did the Ancient Magus Bride, Seraph of the End, Vampire Reign, other shit too. Yada. So Attack on Titan also looks incredible. It's one of the like best looking shows I've ever seen, with some of the best like faces and reaction shots and some of the best action. And it's just fast paced and it's detail oriented. And I feel like they do a great job in every episode. I'm compelled in a certain way to watch it some more. And this season, we're focusing on people.
Not just big old ugly monster titans. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like there's actual human conflict. Because you're stuck in these fucking walls and everything's going to shit. And you're like, yeah, guess what? People are bad people too. Like,
hell yeah.
They're not the only monsters out there. There's not just fucking giant monsters. There's humans who are kind of also monsters.
Exactly.
It's great.
So we focus a lot more on that. Those of you that haven't seen Attack on Titan, we're talking about this one last because it's just kind of a good one to close on, I think.
You should also be watching it. It's a really good show. Like, it's one of the best shows out there.
And so this season focuses more on the human part of things. If you didn't like the second season because you felt like it was too short or some shit like that, or it covered a lot of things, but it didn't answer everything. This one actually gets back to the first season. A lot of the questions that we had, like what's in the basement, what's going on with Aaron's dad and stuff like that.
Where Titans come from? What are the powers? How do you do this? How do you do that? Like,
and some stuff that I had theorized before. I'm just like, oh shit, so that actually is what happened, and it got verified in this season. They did a great job with it. They went more into depth with like how the walls were made, and they're like, oh shit, this is exactly how they were made. And we're just learning all these little pieces. So we don't know who are good guys and who are bad guys yet. But we think that we're figuring it all out. And it's really exciting to see it. And it's just, I don't know. They're doing a great job overall with making me care about the story still and add in all these new elements while making sure to keep everything that we liked about the old show alive.
I just really like that in this season they're doing a better job with their pacing. Second season was like, so many things were happening at the same time, and then you realize it's only within like a span of like
3 or 7 hours.
Like not even a day or two, and then like there's a lot of flashbacks. This season we also get flashbacks, but they're like short, sweet, to the point. Like,
that makes sense. Yeah,
like there's that one episode I feel like it's kind of dedicated to Levi and Kenny, and I'm like, cool, I really like this. And it didn't drag out. It wasn't. It was like, it was as long as it needed to be. Everything was solved. Like I said, questions that I had got answered. A few other questions have been have arisen, but like it's nothing like I'm not dying anymore like it used to be. And Wit Studio are fucking gorgeous. They make great stuff.
Everything they make looks fucking incredible. not necessarily is incredible, but it looks incredible.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, this is one of those shows where like I feel like everybody should be watching Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
The first season's killer, second season's a little bullshit in my opinion, just because.
Yeah, you know, I was having fun with it, but honestly, overall, yeah, it's a little bit weaker than the first season.
But third season, you get a good chunk of stuff again, and you really get back into the groove of things, and you know we're poised to see where things continue in the fourth season.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, not the fourth season, the continuation of the third season. Go fuck yourself.
April, let's go. April,
go fuck
season
yourself,
4, season 3.4.
But yeah, man, I mean, there's nothing really we can say about this. It's kind of like the whole issue with My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
You're like, Attack on Titan. It's good. Yeah, it's good. Cool. That's all you really know.
And I mean, we've talked to somebody at an expo, I don't remember who it was, saying that like, hey man, Anime Expo got really big when Attack on Titan came around.
We were talking about it was Anime by the Numbers. They were like, there's this huge spike in when the Attack on Titan aired, and like, what was this? Some people couldn't like. There's no like definitive answer, but like, hey, like one of the most popular animes of all time aired that year, Attack on Titan, and it just revitalized anime and here in America or whatever. It makes a lot of sense. It's a really good fucking show. People who don't even like anime have watched it and been like, wow, what an amazing show, you know? And I mean, that's also helpful because of fucking Netflix or whatever. But yeah, it's great. One thing I was going to say is, I forgot.
I don't know. With this season, I liked a lot of the little parts. They had some more flashback sequences that told us more about what was going on, that like we were there at the time, but we didn't get all the details. So like when they were training, when they first got to their military camp or whatever, and they were like doing the whole training process, told us some behind the scenes of that. And we got to learn more about like Aaron's family and whatnot.
How they met or whatever.
Like,
how his parents met. Yeah,
exactly. And we saw them exist and we saw what was going on, but then we get to see like, oh shit, so that's how Aaron's a Titan. And oh fuck! So that's what his dad was up to,
and that's how he acquired the key or whatever. People are like, that doesn't make any sense. He didn't have it before. You know, it for sure gets fleshed out, and they did a good job. Like, and they last season we got to learn a lot about Historia, and we were like, oh fuck, this is crazy, and it pays off in this season because like you're like, why the fuck do I care about this bitch? I'm like, don't worry about it.
I love this bitch is why.
Exactly. Yeah.
And without spoiling anything, she is now one of the most important characters, and they made that turn very quickly and naturally.
Yeah, and I still really like her. It's not like I'm just like,
no.
I got to put up with her. It's just more like, oh, cool, she's here and she's contributing to the show, and she's like a valuable person. It's she's a great like female character in this scheme of things, because we already got like two of the dopest female characters with like fucking
absolutely.
Mikasa and fucking Hanji or whatever, who are super dope. So add a third one of the mix. Like, this is great.
Yeah, and honestly, they, Attack on Titan, they're not afraid to kill off characters and stuff. But at this point, they have such a great core team that it feels like nobody's going to die.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't want anyone to die. I'm just like, this is the part where I'm really nervous. Because beforehand,
I remember the first season being like, one of the lore was like, hey, do you like anime? I'm like, yeah, sure, I like anime. Like, do you like seeing fucking main characters do great? He's like, yeah, do you like seeing people fucking die? I was just like, sure.
And then you're like, oh fuck, this is incredible.
Yeah, and then season 1, you're just like, oh my god, all these people I've invested in, and people who have like, and they just pass away, and they're like it's nothing, like they're fucking nobody. It's like, it's so cool. And then like, but now I agree. Like now we're in season 3, and it's like, if one of these motherfuckers dies, I swear to God, I'm fucking leaving. Like I'm leaving and going to Japan and kicking that guy's ass.
Because honestly, there's this point where there's something big going on. We don't know exactly what it is, and we're slowly learning like how the plans came to be and what's happening. And you just see Armin's over there being like the fucking brainiac that he is, knowing, okay, guys, this is exactly how we attack these humans in this setting where they're prepared for us to attack them. This is how we attack without being killed. And I'm going to be supporting you from the back because I suck at this. You all know that, but I'm a genius.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I feel like the characters this season did fall to the wayside, because last season we saw like the potato chick, really coming to her own.
Well, right, but they carried that over, and Armin's being a genius back there, and he's throwing smoke bombs and shit, and she's like, you know what? I'm a fucking genius with an arrow. I'm gonna be bowing people down.
Like season 2, she had her moment. Season 3, she's still coming in strong. Yeah. Armin has really come into his own. The people who I feel like have fallen, like Connie, he's kind of just like, meh,
He doesn't really do a lot, but that being said, they showed him up like in this specific sequence. They showed the core characters fucking killing it. I was like, holy shit, Connie's being like the most badass right now. And I'm like, John the bitch is being the best.
I'm not saying that they're not badass. I'm just saying that they're for sure like they're not the big players like John and Connie. Like if I had to guess, they'd probably be pretty soon to go. Like they'd kill them and be like, okay,
Yeah.
And then Mikasa, I feel like in this season, she was there. She did cool shit, but she wasn't like any like she was in season 1 and 2.
I'm not gonna spoil anything, but watch the credits of the last episode, for sure. And you're gonna be like, what the fuck is gonna happen? They give you a little weird teaser, which felt a lot to like like No Game No Life, in that one episode where the brother and sister are separated, and the brother's just like, all right, I'm gonna go invisible or whatever, and it starts playing like the outro, but then like everyone's missing and it's all weird and it starts glitching and shit. It starts glitching in this outro, and then it shows us like a clip, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then it went back to the outro. I'm like, no, you can't just show me that. You can't fucking do that. And I just got like chills, and I'm like, I can just see it. What's happening? So I'm really excited.
The only issue that I have with this entire season, I feel like, of my Attack on Titan, is the fucking intro sucks so fucking hard. It is it's just so fucking bad. Like I feel like the art in it is bad. Like just everything's the music.
Well,
sucks.
It's weird because it's like lighthearted and kind of like dun, 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 dun. But then at the end, after it ends with like dun, 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 and then it pops in with the intro sound. It just feels weird.
It just because we're so accustomed to having these so fucking epic intros,
right?
Like, and they just have this dog shit on us. I'm like, what a bummer.
But then the outro is like kind of, it has that same feeling as season 2 outro, where it's kind of eerie or whatever, but it's like good. And then it comes in and it's like, Sasageo. And I'm like, it's back, boys. We saying Sasageo?
No, I'm
down. The outro is fucking great. I'm loving that.
Intro's trash, though. Anyways, Attack on Titan, good show.
Great show. You guys should watch it. You should be watching.
So that's the last one we were going to review, right?
I guess.
Real quickly, I want to just talk about a show that hasn't finished airing, Angels of Death.
Sure. I didn't put that on here because
it has like 3 episodes left or 2 episodes left. That being said, Trip stopped watching it. I'm watching it just because I'm not invested.
You decided that you were going to do it.
I'm going to finish it. I don't get it. This show sucks balls. I can't stand it. The main characters are super annoying. Everything's super convoluted. It's like the psychological thriller in quotations. It's nothing everything is. You can everything is pretty you can just guess what's going to happen.
Well, it's based off of a video game.
Oh my god, yeah, it's
very, very clearly based off of a video game.
Anyways, like I said, I think there's 2 episodes more that are going to have to come out by the time this, and they'll finish.
Yeah.
So I'll watch them or whatever. I just don't feel like 2 weeks from now being like, I finished it and this is my review. My review so far is the show sucks. Don't watch it. I don't understand. I mean, I do get. No, I'm not going to say that. I don't agree with all the love it gets online.
Okay.
People fucking love this show.
You understand the appeal?
I understand
you don't
the
support
appeal.
it.
I totally get it. People are shipping them together. They're doing their stupid artwork or whatever.
Yeah.
Fine, do your thing. It's fine. It's
fucking coming out.
It's totally fine.
Just being fuck you guys. I get it, but fuck you guys.
I just think it's a bad show. It's not good.
It sucks.
But people obviously love it because there's that shipping thing. There's a fandom to it, and I can do all this art and blah blah. All this stuff.
Starting out, I was just like, oh, where's this going to go? This seems interesting.
Fucking nowhere.
This seems
it goes
dark
fucking
and cool.
nowhere.
Yeah.
So, that's just my opinion. I think the show's trash. You can like it if you want. You can do all your drawings. That's cool. If you agree with me, cool, great. Because you also, hopefully you haven't, tortured yourself and watched all of it. But yeah, not a good show. And
how is Zach even still alive?
I don't fucking know. Man. It's fucking bullshit. Anyways, that's it. That's the wrap up of fucking spring 2018, right?
Summer
2018, man. That's the.
It's like fall right now.
I don't know seasons. You got my one weakness. Okay, man. What are we doing for next week? Oh, fucking, are we doing the thing?
Yeah.
Next week we're doing the fall preview 2018, right?
Yeah, I've watched every episode of everything.
I have watched exactly 1 episode of one thing. And there is so much shit to watch.
You mentioned it a few times too. You're just like, oh, that bunny show. That's literally it.
It's super funny. Yeah, you and I don't know, it was you and the guys were talking about it. And then they're just like, oh, have you seen this show? Have you seen this? I was like, I've literally only watched the bunny show. And
it's so funny to me.
Wow, man. So yeah, that should be a treat. That should be cool to see how I'm gonna watch over 30 episodes in a week.
You can do it, man. Honestly, Spoilers for next episode.
Yeah, spoilers for next episode.
This season of anime is real mediocre. So you're not going to have those shows that you're like, oh, I got to trudge through this.
Oh, yeah?
This is the fucking worst. You're not going to have those shows.
Oh, cool.
It's just going to be a lot of like, yeah, this is fine. Like,
and you just kind of go through them.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Anyways, so next week we'll be doing the preview episode, which is always super fun.
Hell yeah. Much smaller synopsis of what goes on in this episode.
It's gonna be like, you know, because that's what we do. We go like, what's this one about? Oh, this one's about gay skaters.
I got like half a sentence about each show. I've got like 3 sentences for the ones where I'm like, all right, there's this weird thing and this weird thing and this weird thing.
And then we'll only like roast ones if they're really bad. We're like, this is so bad.
I don't. Sorry, I'm tired because it's like midnight.
It's almost midnight.
Yeah. I don't know what we're gonna give Kyle for trash season yet, but I have an idea, and the show sucks. It's like just shitty.
Well, that being said, if you like our logo, hit up Aaron from TrevyTops.com. He is a super duper person to work with.
Isn't she?
Yeah, I think she is.
She got dope stuff.
If you like our theme song, hit up Tom Nasser. Check him out on SoundCloud, and YouTube is Nasser, Nasr. Trip. Where can people find us?
You can find us on Facebook. Just look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. Same thing goes for Instagram. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. If you want to find us on Twitter, tweet at Instant Ramen Pod.
Podcast Benefit.
And you could send us an email, instantramenpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us how we're doing. Tell us how we're not doing. Tell us how you're doing. How about that instead?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is bye from Juan.
Thanks for listening. This is bye from Crimp.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water.